perhaps I can give you justice. In the name of our King. Perhaps I can give you justice. I cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our King. Perhaps I can give you justice. In the name of our King.
All right, we're live. I think we're live. Hello?
You're live.
Hello, hello. Here, are we not centered? I think that camera turned. It just don't look right. What's up, everybody? We're here. Oi. Aye. Seeing all kinds of different hellos. Yeah, that camera's like tilted or something. It's about to fall.
405 people here? What the
We got
hell?
400 people here because I think the long night just officially ended.
I do too.
We had a teaser today, kind of like the long walk teaser from last year.
Yeah, very similar.
So we'll play that again here in a few minutes and talk about it. Full analysis, says Kieran, go. I didn't catch everything. I don't know if there's a lot to pull from it, but there may be something. Let's see who we got up in here. First off, happy birthday, D. Brown.
Happy birthday, girlfriend.
Happy birthday. Her Saints won, and she's up in New Orleans. She's in New Orleans tonight. I believe she's still there.
Tickled pink, you know it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear D.
Happy birthday to you. So happy birthday, D. Brown. I'm glad somebody's happy the football season is still going.
I know. Somebody from the NFC's out.
Exactly. Let's see here. We got Ryan Metters, I believe. The Haynes man. Colorado Chris. I like that name. Mary Jade Stark Walker. Damn. There you mix it up with Star Wars and Got. Nim Polite. Red Sweats. Alec Cassidy. Raina Marie. Corey Risen. There's K-Dubs. Alice and Rose are here. Jared Beckler. Karen W. Gabe. 3D Zener. Let's see. Crazy PG. I believe. Trey Hardy. Pandora. Hoonjob's in the house. Hoonjob's doing Twitch emotes. he's got Bob Ross emote, Sundrop emote, the chat's a ladder. Amanda Davey, I believe. Anakin Skywalker's in the house. What's up, Anakin?
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, Sarah P. Khaleesi Clues. Hello, Khaleesi Clues. The Dork Knight. David Thomas. Carcane. Brutal Games. Diane Harris. There she is. There's Taryn. The Mother of Dragons. O'Hara Young. Christian Gomez. Jon Snow's here too, by the way.
God damn.
Legal Jedi, hello. Melanie Missile, watch out, Melanie. Nightbot just times you out if you use too many caps and emojis. So unlike Twitch, you can't really do that here. Hound Garden. I read High Garden in my head. I'm sorry. Hound Garden, hello. There's Fractured, Evan, Night King. I'm just saying NK. Doc Colley's in the house. Lane Brown, Amanda Duncan, Amanda Neely. KJ, The Daily Project, AJ Garcia, Jules Elizabeth, Natalie's in the house. She's not asleep yet. There's Slope, Sandy Pitts, John Haymaker, the Haynes man, and I'll stop. So we'll keep on all night saying hello.
About to hit 500 peeps up.
Yeah. So hello everybody, and welcome if you're here for the first time. Please subscribe, by the way, if you hadn't got a chance to. We'll do this every Sunday and after the show during the season. So.
Yes.
This is what we do. So we'll play we're going to talk about episode 4 of the Boston University thing a little bit. It's a fairly straightforward episode. We'll get to that in a minute, but we'll play this teaser because I think I'll speak for most people when you got a little bit of a goosebumps, maybe something to see them.
It works.
I will say this will not be in the show. This is like the long walk thing. It won't be in the show. Obviously, there's no statues in the crypts. But does it hint that the crypts are important after all?
Oh,
I don't know. It kind of goes with this episode, actually. But we'll play that again in just a second. Really quick, I mentioned this last week, but I wanted to mention it again. A lot of people are having issues with Patreon because of what I mentioned this last week, but I wanted to mention it because I knew a lot of people were here that wasn't last week. Patreon's had some issues with shutting down some accounts based off some political stuff, and people don't want to use Patreon anymore, so there is a regular PayPal alternative now. The links are in the description, and it allows you to support the channel if you would like to, any amount you want, and you can check a little box to make it a monthly thing, kind of like Patreon. Just keep in mind for those that do choose to do that, there's no way for me to really keep track other than names.
Right.
I just see like the name come in, and so I can try to keep track with that with Patreon or something, but obviously if you're not accessing the site, you can't there's no tears there is what I'm saying. So
we're working on our own. It's going to be called PatriPal.
Exactly. That's the app. We could do the app we were talking about.
We're working on apps.
We're working on apps. Also, we'll be discussing quantum mechanics tonight.
Yes, we will. If we make it out of this show without him bringing up fucking quantum mechanics, I'll give you $1.
I'm just saying, we're going to solve the mysteries of the universe. So we're doing it all here tonight. The GOT teaser, the mysteries of the universe with quantum mechanics, and the two-slit experiment. And we're and we'll talk about the Boston University episode 4. There's Mr. Shoon.
What's happening?
I love that she changed her name to Mr. Shoon.
Me too.
That's awesome. Anyway, so
and do you remember the?
Yes, you surf. I'm on the Albert Einstein. See, he's mentioning quantum mechanics, pure imagination. I'm kind of there, but not completely. Anyway,
it wasn't so long ago that we were accusing Hoonjob of making up the bag,
making a separate account. Yes.
Now Mr. Shoon is part of the freaking stream.
Exactly. See, it is. I don't know. It's still some kind of conspiracy. Let's see. So. The trailer. What did everybody think? We'll play it again. I got it. I'll pull it up here on this other thing, and I'll change the screen here in a second. So let me pull it up. Let me hear what you think. What did you think, James, initially? While they're typing, I'll pull this up here and get it ready. We'll play it again and chat about it a second. Where did my video go? I have it up on my channel, by the way. I
enjoyed the things the statues were saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the tie-ins with the actual dialogue.
That was important.
And they even brought Catelyn back.
Yes.
You know, and I'm glad they did because
hearing her voice.
I will say this, and we'll see it in a second. That scene that she says that in is not in the books. Like she's even worse in the books as far as hating Jon. So that scene that they pulled that from, I thought that was interesting, where she's saying all this shame and death upon my families because I couldn't love a motherless child.
Right.
And so I'm glad they put that scene with Talisa. If you remember Talisa Stark, which she's not a book character either, that was not in the books. All right, let me pull this up. Let's skip this. Can we skip this? Yeah, we'll just skip that. All right, so I got that ready there. We'll put it there. No, I can't do that yet because I still got to click back over. All right, so let's see here. The feather, yeah, Jenny of Coldstone. Let's talk about the feather here in a second. House Sanchez, yeah, they dropped a teaser. And by the way, the whole point of this was that April the 14th is the day. So I think we called that, right? Did we not call that? We said April that or the 21st, I believe. So. Yep. We got that right. So it is April the 14th that Game of Thrones Season 8 officially starts. So hallelujah. And also, it's kind of sad.
The day before the tax deadline.
Of course. That can't be a coincidence. It's something to do with quantum mechanics. Yes. If nobody's seen that, we're going to play it here in a second. But it is April the 14th. April the 14th officially. And that way they get in all the episodes before award season. That's the deal with that. And remind me when we go to break to turn that camera. That's bugging the shit out of me. I don't know.
Really?
He might do it. Okay, so let's play this really quick. I'm gonna switch screens here on you and play this. So I guess I could pause. I don't know about copyright issues here, but with the whole thing. But let me switch it over to this, and let's play this bad boy. Here we go. Yeah, this is the one on my channel, by the way. So
I got chills.
Let me turn it up.
You have to protect it.
There's the feather. The feather we've seen twice already. Sansa looks badass.
This horror that's come to my family. It's all because I couldn't love a motherless child.
Obviously, this is after a reunion because Arya's not, hugging Jon.
Yeah.
My blood.
So very strong implications about RLJ here.
Oh yeah.
In the crypts, no doubt.
I thought they had found a wine cellar.
Exactly. So they see their own statues. And now, obviously, this is not going to be in the show.
Oh, that was awesome. And
then the feather. The feather from season 1 freezes. And Sansa pulls out her sword, too. You just don't see it.
That was from season 1? I thought that was from Forrest Gump.
Yes. So, I don't know what's happening. Bran farted or something. There's some kind of damn gas coming in there. I don't, because Bran's not down there with them. All right, so there you go. There is the trailer. You can click there for more.
I loved it.
You can click there for more videos.
I know we joked through it, right? But I loved it.
Yes. So
it makes the hair stand up on your arm.
It does. It really does. All right, so there we go. Go back here. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there. There's you had the Lyanna piece. Obviously, that's a heavy thing. Back in season 1, Robert put the feather there when he was in the crypts with Ned. Season 1, episode 1, winter is coming. So they're really going to rhyme this, like we said before. So it falls off when Jon walks by because he farted too. The feather floats to the ground. He walks by. He walks by Lyanna's statue. Apparently, he doesn't know at this point. I mean, even though this is not going to be in the actual show. Because you hear, promise me, Ned, promise to protect him. Tower of Joy scene. We hear that. Then we see a statue of Catelyn, and this wouldn't be in the show, obviously, with the rest of the statues. We hear Catelyn with that important scene that was not in the books about how she fucked up. So there you go. She admitted it. She was a bad woman, in regards to Jon as a child. And there's a flashback in this episode 4, by the way, from Boston University about this actual scene here.
I was thinking that. Yep.
So I was saying earlier, it kind of matches. Then they turn around, obviously, and see their own statues, which hints at death, obviously. You're not down there unless you die.
I took it.
So, I mean, you could interpret that as, damn, everybody's going to die.
Yeah.
Bran's statue was not down there.
Great point. And
there was another thing when the little cloud of icy mist comes in and implicating the Night Kings there, shows up, whatever. Winter's actually here now. There was a statue there, but I couldn't catch who it was or what King of Winter it was, or unless it may not be important at all, but I'll try to freeze frame it and see if there's something I can pull from it. So really, what I got from it watching it the 3 or 4 times that I watched it was really heavy on the RLJ thing and him finding out about his parentage.
Yeah.
And that could hint at the end game, maybe. We obviously the magic involved in that with his dragon blood and Stark blood type thing. The statues you could interpret as death. Starks are dead; they're going to die. But Bran, I don't know. Why was Bran's? I guess they just didn't want him doing. I mean, I'm sorry.
Have their statues standing and his sitting.
Yeah. Well, it would be. I guess he'd be standing. But I guess they didn't want to have the Maester in there pushing him or something, or Sansa pushing him. It was a 3. It wouldn't look right with it was a balanced shot.
Right.
It was a balanced shot with 3 people in the crypts.
You're right. Yeah.
So anyway, I mean, you could probably interpret that a few different ways. I'm not going to read too much into it and overthink it. I think it's just right. RLJ, a lot of deaths coming. The feather freezes from season 1. Yep. All that shit didn't matter from the politics and all that.
Ned
I guess you say.
Him, no matter what. You do have my blood, don't.
Exactly.
I wasn't lying about that shit. You are. Because I think that's going to be important. He's gonna get this new info. He's gonna start thinking, he's Targaryen, but it's gonna be the Stark in him that he was raised. That's gonna.
Yeah, and I think he would always be a Stark essentially. He won't take the name. I mean, he may, if he ends up being king or something, we could see a formal use of Aegon Targaryen, but not by him. He'd be like, "Look, call me John, motherfucker, please." Anyway, all right. So maybe there Pop-Tart Jedi. That you could say that with Bran's arriving if he's the Night King, right?
Yeah.
So he's not there in the crypts and everything because he's showing up as the Night King. If you still buy into that type of theory,
that's right.
So that's it's possible. I'm not going to completely rule it out, but I don't think that's the case. But thank you, Johnny Battles, for subbing. Thank you, Bruce Torres, for subbing, by the way, and Meme23 Lady. D Brown. Wow, this is before the stream started, apparently. Thank you, D. Brown.
Thank you, D.
For the donation, by the way. I'm having a little too much fun for my name day. Who dat boys? Thank you so much, D Brown. She's happy, D Brown, tonight. She's going to the NFC Championship against the Rams, only to lose to the Patriots in the Super Bowl because they'll figure out a way to beat KC. I'm just saying. No, I don't know. Thank you so much, D. I really appreciate it. What was that?
So they'll cheat.
I will not doubt it. I would not doubt it at all. Let's see. All right. Let's see where we have on Patreon as well, and then we're grabbing your questions in the chat as well. Randy on Patreon, Randy Suimatsu, thank you, Randy. The first 2 peaks we've had at Season 8 both have had Sansa looking skeptical. This could be HBO trolling us, but if not, at least some interesting questions. As soon as Jon's identity is revealed, Sansa has a claim to Ned's line. She can unbend the knee. Can she unbend the knee? Will the Northern banners only follow her call? It may be irrelevant till the Night King is gone. That is very true, and I think that actually could come into play. In whether she's still thinking that, I don't know.
Right.
Because after last season, they seem to kind of get over that as far as her being Lady of Winterfell, and she's thinking about Queen in the North type thing, being the queen. But then once they find out, and that is true, Jon may actually give it to her. And just go with Dany off the Dragonstone or King's Landing or whatever happens. So I think it's certainly possible it ends up being the case. I don't know yet, but it's certainly possible. And she can't really unbend the knee in the sense of being placed to Dany as queen if Jon had already done it. Otherwise, she's in rebellion. But the question is, will there be a rebellion? Will Dany care if they're an independent state or something, or Jon for that matter, if Dany survives? So it's a good question. It's a fair point, for sure. Thank you, Rayla Mendez, for subbing, and Sean Pryor. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Mazuma, 10,000. Thank you, Mazuma. Will we get a Lyanna Jorah reunion scene? Also, I hope James is doing better. If you draw him a nice bubble bath later, you will play up Periscope together in the tub. Fuck you, Mazuma. Just saying. Jesus Christ. No, thank you, Mazuma. I think we will get a Jorah Lyanna scene. The question is, I don't know. He's been gone a while. I don't know if he would. I mean, Lyanna may know his name, but wouldn't recognize him. So I think we will get a scene where they do talk, and he's kind of welcomed back into House Mormont after she hears from Dany and stuff what he's done.
Yes.
So he's did his penance. He was supposed to come back anyway before he fell in love with Dany. So I do think we'll get that scene. There's a lot of reunions this year. Randy Suimatsu as well. The Boston University Season 8 Episode 4 is the first of the SmokeScreen Theory episodes. It is. It goes into some of that stuff there as well. Hunja, thank you, Hunja, on Patreon. Mr. Shun saw the teaser, and she said, "Oh my God, baby, you're right. Everyone's going to die. I don't want to watch." I told her, if you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention. It's true. It's true. I mean,
it's going to get over.
It's gonna be. The bittersweet is overused. I know it's overused.
Oh yeah.
But damn, it's going to be bittersweet because it's you want to see it, but then it's over, and then while you're watching it, people you love are going to die, and it's just the way it is. There's nothing we can really do about it. Damn it.
No.
And then it's just gone. It never happens again, except for prequels are coming.
And you start weighing out in your mind, which ones could I do without?
Yeah, right. Okay can I deal with her dying or him dying? Yeah, I mean, you got to. Muse, are you lagging? Try to refresh. We're good here. We're actually good on my end. And knock on wood, hopefully nothing happens to the internet tonight. It has been horrible. Yesterday was horrible. There's some issue in this node, apparently, if that's even the case.
Yeah.
But today it's been actually good. So knock on wood, this stream, if it does happen to go out, let me say this. If it does happen to go out, I will start the stream back up and I will paste the new link in this chat because it'll create a new link.
Right.
Damn it. Unfortunately, it's not Twitch like that.
We couldn't have even tried this yesterday.
No, absolutely not. You couldn't watch anything.
Guys, we've almost got 700 people up in here.
Damn. Welcome. Please sub if you hadn't already, but welcome back if you're just coming back from the long night. I understand, believe me, it's been a year and something. It's ridiculous. It's insane. Let's see. All right, let's grab a few from the chat here, and then I want to quickly go over the episode 4 thing, and then we can talk about everything. Fabian's asking, thank you, Fabian. Thank you, Mizuma, for grabbing it. Hi, from France, guys. A little question. Do you think John and Danny will stay together romantically after the big reveal? I do. At first, it's going to be very odd. But I do think after whatever amount of time it is, they may not have time to really process it during this whole war thing.
Yeah.
It depends on, of course, when they find out and when John actually tells Danny. Because we've been saying that he'll find out, but he won't tell Danny immediately. She'll sense something's wrong or whatever, and they'll have that moment. And there will be some drama. But I think eventually they'll get through it, and they set us up for that from day one with Jamie and Cersei and Dorne, for that matter.
That's right.
You can't help who you love type thing. So I think they will. I think they will. But it's just going to be a little drama.
Sorry, are you Mr. Rogers moment?
It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. I was thinking that last night. We went and shot pool. You were wearing that. I was thinking, damn, that is the Mr. Rogers thing. But I got one too for Christmas. And I got the slippers now, so I can start wearing it. Yes, and the slippers.
Indeed.
BLW22, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Brand is not with him because his wheelchair can't make it down the stairs. That is true. I mean, yeah, they could carry him down there and then place him back in the chair or whatever. But yeah, it was just because you have the three main. You can't have too many people in the crypts, and it's all about John.
Right. At first, when you were saying that Brand wasn't there, I thought you meant his statue wasn't there.
Yeah, well, both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was just I don't know. You could read it. You could make up some or read into it. But again, I don't want to overthink it. I just think it's a teaser. It's not going to be in the show.
Yeah.
But what is it trying to tell you? Did it need Brand to tell that story? That little thing about RLJ. I don't know. But it could be. It could be a clue to something. They are sneaky bastards. So, EJ160E, thank you for the super chat as well. J plus D's boat baby will be catapulted at the Night King. Damn. Just take it. It's just. Sorry.
That's horrible.
Yeah, damn. We've actually mentioned that before. Sometime we were talking about the wall, like I can't remember. We had some joke going
they
on
could
about
do the craster.
Yeah,
do the craster.
do the craster. Oh shit, we got to dance. Trademark that.
Yes.
Trademark that. Do the craster. Do the craster. Some people will get that. Newer people may not get that. But anyway. Thank you, Zachariah Barley, for subbing. Thank you, Jay. Is that Jaffe? I think it's Jaffe for subbing. Debbie Gorley, appreciate it for subbing as well. That's great. I never thought about that. The Craster. Oh, okay. Let's see here. I think we got. Where's K-Dubs here? K-Dubs. On Patreon, thank you, K-Dubs. What would it take for Jor to go from friend zone to friend bone? maybe at a moment of vulnerability after finding out John is the rightful heir, Jor will say out, "You will always be my Khaleesi, or you can grayscale this long claw, my queen," or something.
Oh my God.
No,
what would it take? John dying?
Yeah, he wouldn't do it. He would not do it now. He wouldn't. Even if she came on to him, he wouldn't. I don't think he would.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe he couldn't resist the dragon.
The answer is rape.
Oh my God. No.
Cosby.
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, I think he's accepted. He's still, he's been in the friend zone. I think he's accepted it. He's already seen she loves John.
The reason I say he's accepted it now, and I always go back to it, is the look. When he looked back, I think he let it all go.
Yes.
That's just the way I feel about it. Up until that moment,
Yeah, there was still some kind of hope, even with Dario and
it breaks
all that
my
stuff.
heart. Friend zone is not a great place to be.
No, it's not. But he is absolutely loyal, and I don't think he would be the type to take advantage of her emotions if something happened with John or whatever. So I don't think it would ever actually happen.
You're right. He wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't think it would ever happen. Kyle K-Dubs again. Also, what's up with the feather in the crypts? Robert put it in Lyanna's hand, but it was never explained. I don't remember the explanation if it was. It wasn't. It was more like a tribute, like they keep the candles there. It was just something. It was obviously just he picked it up and laid it there. I don't think it's the feather that matters. It's just the thought or the object. He's just
Right.
placing something showing his affection.
Yeah.
And so then they reused it with the Sansa thing in season 5 with Littlefinger. And now I thought it was pretty clever to put it in this teaser. It actually freezing over. So, you know, winter is coming. Now winter is here. It's kind of full circle with the feather. That's because that feather almost represents episode 1.
It does.
You know, so there's never really been an explanation as to why a feather it looks like a quail feather to me or something.
Right.
So yeah, there's never been really a direct explanation. D Brown, this is she was saying she's in New Orleans. Who dat say they gonna beat them Saints? Yeah, the old song they stole from a college team. so again, happy birthday, D.
Yes.
And Lord Fukinkeb is saying happy birthday to you as well. Cap the Goat on Patreon. Thank you, Cap. HBO is trolling big time, but it was really cool, though. Is Bran/Bloodraven invoking whatever WMD that beat back the others the last time, but this time it's for good? It's a good question. I don't know we don't know what they did. I don't think they beat them. I think it's pretty clear they didn't beat them. Otherwise, the Night King would not come back now because it's the same dude. It is the same dude.
It is the same.
There's not 2 or 3 or 10 Night Kings where they pass down titles like humans do.
No.
It is the same dude. So I think we need to find out what happened in the first long night, and that's got to be a Bran vision, and maybe he does that on the Isle of Faces. Just saying. I don't know, because they're going to be fleeing Winterfell. This is going to be a fast season. Also, really quick, 2 little things. The prequel is now fully cast, and they're filming the pilot starting next month, I believe. So they got a full cast now for the prequel pilot. Now, it's not greenlit yet for a whole show, but it will be. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It will be.
As far as that goes, and you said you don't think they beat him back. I don't either. And seeing how powerful he is, it had to be a promise or something.
Yeah, some type of agreement, and it kind of goes back to the Night's King, the babies, and Craster.
Some people have brought up, the prince that was promised. Did that mean
Right.
literally promised to him? You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
I don't know. They did not beat him back. There was some agreement made.
Yeah, because, I mean, think about it. You're talking about first men, and maybe they killed a few with dragon glass or whatever, but you're talking about people without dragons. And look what's happening now. They just took a dragon from her. Like, right during it just happened. Felicia McCormick. Thank you, Felicia. I'm ready. Yes, everybody is damn hyped for sure. Damn sure hyped. I mean, it's got me hyped for sure. Let's see. Thank you, Zachariah Barley, for subbing. Debbie Gurley for subbing. Tyler Bassett. And let's see here. What was that?
Super chat.
I thought I saw one. Thank you, Toya ATL. I'm assuming that's Atlanta. Toya in Atlanta. Thank you for the super chat. Was Sansa hair braided like Dany's, or am I tripping? No, you're not tripping. It was a southern haircut, or style, I should say, not haircut, both, whatever. She has been wearing it like that since she left the South, and actually John commented on that last year, right? Or somebody did. Arya. Was it Arya? It was Arya. You got a southern haircut or something. I can't remember. I know Septon Unella did in King's Landing. Oh, no. Yes. She said in King's Landing you're wearing your hair like a southern lady.
Yes.
It's more of a southern haircut, and she's kind of keeping it. So it looks like Dany's, and I think there's a reason they did the hairstyle where they took out some braids. I mean, it's still braided in the back, but Dany had the hair hanging in the little tees, which actually will be episode 1. And I think they're going to do that on purpose because they've both been through a lot, and they're going to get along eventually.
Right.
At first, they're not.
Yeah, maybe it was, how girls get together and braid each other's hair.
Maybe so. But that's when she first shows up. So I think they do costumes and hair and stuff that actually portrays what they've been going through and where they're going. So it does actually matter. So I think there's a reason their hair is very similar, and it will look just like Dany's hairstyle, which is, again, a southern hairstyle as opposed to a northern one. The Septa told us that back in season 2, I believe. I believe it was 2. Zachariah Brayley, thank you for the super chat. Why does John look older in the statue? I think the same thing. I think John looks older anyway. Looks. There's something weird about him this year. Like his face is plumper or something.
Right.
I said that when they released the Entertainment Weekly magazine cover. It just looks weird. There's something different about John.
And maybe it's the effect of coming back to life.
Maybe he's getting bloated.
Something happening.
I don't know. But seriously,
find out.
I think
a lot of internal bleeding or something.
I think he does. I think he looks different, man. Internal bleeding. But his face is not red.
Liver issues.
Yeah, man, a little jaundice in his eyes. There's something weird about his eyes too. I'm telling you.
His statue did look older. Like the other ones looked more age appropriate.
Yeah,
his looked like an old man.
Yes, exactly. Maybe the stone worker was drunk, or something. I don't know. By the time he got to John, he started with Arya.
Yes.
By the time he got to John's, he was all fucked up. He was high. But no, I do. He does to me. I was seriously saying this during the Entertainment Weekly picture when they just showed him and Danny. That was not his Kit Harington's eyes. I don't know what they did with the Photoshop, but they screwed it up bad. But his face does look a little plumper or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm plumper and it's just the way my eyes are stretched now a little bit. You know, I don't know what's happening, but he does look a little different. Mara Lee, thank you for the super chat as well. Appreciate it. Enjoy your channel and the content. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mara. Appreciate that. Let's see here. Where was I at there? Felicia McCormick on Patreon. Thank you, Felicia. I think it's a brand vision, but is it true? I've been thinking lately that Jon is actually the enemy of all this, and Rhaegar had it wrong like so many past Targaryens. I think Dany and the Night King will somehow end up together for a pact of some kind to end all long nights to come. The Night King will be taking revenge on all the Starks, none left alive, not even Bran. So I will disagree that the whole idea of this actual trailer being anything in the show, I don't think that would be in a Bran flashback. It doesn't seem right to me. Because it's just telling the story of RLJ, then the winter's coming, the freeze is coming, it freezes the feather. So I don't think it's a Bran flashback, but there could be something. There's a lot of speculation about Dany and the Night King. Those are ice and fire, respectively. Jon is both. And that's been a long-standing theory that they end up in some kind of marriage pact, or Jon has to do something that kills them both. It has to end in balance, is what we've said many times. Right. So we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think that will be a vision. But it could be. It would be weird. But I just think it was more of a promo shot. K-Dubs, thank you, K-Dubs. Arya, I saw the Night's King when you were thinking so hard about Gendry. Arya accidentally needles Bran. Later, Sansa. Where did Bran go? Arya, haven't seen him. No trailer for Bran. So, accidentally, oops. Maybe that explains it. That's why Bran's laying up in the corner in his room bleeding out. They just... Oh, my God. Hello, Felicia. And Lord Fook and Kev as well. Good evening, fellers. How you doing? Good, man. How are you? How are you, Lord Fook and Kev? Thank you. Okay, let's go to the regular chat.
How did I not see that coming?
Yeah, I know. He's got to see it, right? Dwight Schizophrenic, thank you for subbing. Appreciate it. And let's see, I think I saw another, C-Mob. Thank you, C-Mob, for the super chat. In real life, Emilia Clarke dyed her hair to Dany's blonde and cut it. Do you think Dany will cut her hair in Season 8? Dothraki cut their hair when defeated in battle by losing to Viserion. I'm glad you asked that, C-Mob. It's a perfect segue into this little episode, so this is very important. So, I think it's possible, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And so it'll answer your question during this little thing. So real quick, let me grab one here, and then we're gonna just quickly cover the episode 4. Remember, if you have not seen this is a Boston University project where they were TV writers. A class was based around Game of Thrones, and they wrote an entire 6-episode season for Season 8, calling it the virtual season. I've been putting them out on Tuesdays. We have episode 5 and 6 to go. They will come out Tuesday and the following week. And then we're kind of reviewing them as real episodes on these live streams. And they've put some serious work into this. And and there's stuff I don't agree with, but it's a really awesome project. They put a lot of work into it. They literally wrote out all these scripts. I've seen them. I have them. They actually streamed the thing in 2 different days. They hired actors. I mean, it was a full entire project. I mean, it was huge. And I think it's really, really cool. So, speaking of that, let me pull out my notes here. For this was a fairly straightforward episode. So, again, this will spoil episode 4. If you have not seen it, there's a playlist, and you can go check it out. But this is fairly straightforward. This is almost the breather episode to me. I mean, there's a lot happens here. But after the last one, which was episode 3, which I do think lines up with the season, it was the huge battle at Winterfell. They're calling it the battle. Well, they mention Dothraki mentions it and calls it the Battle of Winter. So I think it goes down exactly like that as far as episode 3 being that battle. This is kind of the aftermath of that battle. So essentially the whole thing is basically in White Harbor where they make some plans, but we get some revelations as well. We start out with a flashback this time with Bran, again, having a flashback. And I think this is pretty neat. I don't know. It reminded me of this trailer, actually. And this is why this trailer was like a perfect timing for this episode. Mm-hmm. You have a flashback with Bran, and he sees Ned come home from the war and bring baby Jon and meet Catelyn for the first time. And, of course, Catelyn's all excited he's home. His hair's longer. He's got Robb ready to see. He's never seen Robb before. He was just born almost the same time as Jon. And he's like, she's like, don't you want to go meet your son? He's like, I want nothing more in this world, but I hope you feel the same way. Just saying. And then brings out baby Jon. She's like, whack, and smacks the shit out of him and walks back in Winterfell. So I think that's pretty cool. I don't know if we'll actually see that or if we need to, but I think it's pretty damn cool if we would.
It would be.
To see like that actually happen, Catelyn, what she's like and how she reacts.
Yes.
So you see that. The other key piece of this, that wasn't the important piece. That was just more of a kind of a thing that you could see, but be cool. But the important piece was this, was it shows that Ned actually did not take Dawn, the sword Dawn.
Yeah.
I know some people are going to say, am I saying Dome? No, the sword Dawn, which was mentioned last episode, he actually takes it and puts it in the crypt of Lyanna. He's having it built because he's bringing Lyanna's body back at this time. So this is all flashback, and he has the crypt makers leave for a second, like I want to be alone with her for a minute. And he puts Dawn in the crypts, which is what we saw last episode where the Night King got it out of the crypts of Lyanna, the crypt of Lyanna.
Right.
So apparently we'll get a reveal about that at the end of this, but really cool to see that. It would be kind of cool to actually see that. You don't need to see it to move the story forward, but it'd be kind of cool.
It would be.
So yes, Ned in the flashback Bran sees him put Dawn into the crypt. Then we go to White Harbor, and pretty much all this is White Harbor. They all escaped. The people that survived escaped to White Harbor. Remember, if you didn't catch episode 3, Tormund dead, Grey Worm dead, Gendry dead, Tyrion dead.
Yes.
So Jaime's with this group and everything, and he's sulking over it. You know, he still hadn't quite forgiven Tyrion, but he loves him, and there's a lot of really emotional stuff. So they're at White Harbor. It's in the aftermath. They have a camp set up outside. They're tending to their wounded. They lost about half of their soldiers. Half of the entire army they had of wildlings, Dothraki, Unsullied, everybody. Half of them are gone. And of course, they're probably re-raised right now. So they escaped, went to White Harbor, or went to Winter Town. Then now they've made it to White Harbor and set up camp, and they're trying to, get supplies from White Harbor. I will say really quickly, White Harbor should already be involved and already at least know about it, so there shouldn't be an issue with them working together. But they are there trying to get medical supplies. There's people wounded. Arya got wounded the last episode. That's another thing. She actually wakes up this episode and realizes what happened. She's burned like the Hound from Dragonfire. So she wakes up burned, and you can see what I really liked about this little scene was that Sansa's sitting right by her side. They're really close now, and I do dig that. I think that needs to happen in the show, and that you kind of saw that start, but they seem to be really close now in this virtual episode. So she's there waiting for her to wake up. Let's see. Dany finds out via the Maester after she almost collapses and stuff and goes to see a Maester because she's got a slight burn too, where she got burned in the last episode from Viserion.
Right.
So she can be burned by Viserion. She's not fireproof as she thought she was. So she goes to see a Maester, and the Maester says, "Have you laid with a man?" And she's like, "Maybe." And she is with child. She finds out. She finds out that we have a new Targaryen on the way. So very cool. The Maester gives her that news, and and he mentions something like, "I'm already a mother," and he's like, "You got to accept another one," and she's like, "Yeah, I guess I do." So she ends up being happy about it, where I guess at first she seemed to be a little like,
Right.
what? You're crazy. Are you kidding? I ain't got time for that shit.
Right.
But then she realizes, it's John's. This is where I think we'll see some real drama from the show. You start to see in this camp the Dothraki and the Northmen start to fight and start to go at each other, and they've just lost a lot of people. They still don't trust each other even through that battle, and the Dothraki actually attack Lord Mazin. Now, I mentioned Lord Mazin before. This is not a book house. House Mazin is a show-only house. They were actually featured in the show. It's a made-up name from somebody Dan and Dave knows that actually talked them in and helped them rewrite the first pilot that was reshot. So they named a house after him. So Lord Mazin is prominently featured in this episode and the previous ones, and I thought that was pretty cool to pull out a house that nobody really knows why.
It really is,
who that is. But I'll tell you what, this episode was written well because it made me mad. Lord Mazin is pissing me off. He is a defiant bastard. This is what I'm saying. But anyway, him and the Dothraki get into it. Jon tries to breaks up a fight. The Dothraki dude's about to kill him. They stop each other and they break it off. They're short on food, so tempers were flaring, all this kind of stuff.
Right.
So Lord Mazin comes out of this as the primary dissenter, but the Dothraki are also not happy anymore because they felt like that Dany brought them to slaughter.
Yeah.
Which she did. I mean, not, she didn't mean to.
Right.
But they swore their Eric's to her,
And she needed numbers.
She needed the numbers. So anyway, during this fight, Mazin just talked shit to Jon, who's the respected leader, and I just wanted him to kill him right there. And Jon wanted to too, by the way, but I was like pissed off for him. Then we go to a scene where Jon is with Dany, are you okay type of thing, and then she breaks the news to Jon. You're going to be a daddy. And he's like, okay. He's actually happy. And except you got to remember, he said in the show, and they didn't forget this in this episode, I don't want to be a father of a bastard named Snow. So that'll come up, of course. But he finds out he's dad, and Jorah hears this outside, and they're still roasting Jorah.
Oh shit!
They're still roasting Jorah, guys. We'll get these super chats in just a few minutes, by the way, and all this and the other Patreon stuff. But yeah, Jorah, of course, is waiting outside in guard or whatever, and hears all this, and is like, "That's it, I'm out. I can't.
Right.
I can never. There's no chance for me now." They're gonna get married and shit, So Jorah happens to hear this. Poor Jorah just keeps getting his heart stepped on. Arya, after she had woken up and Sansa saved her, the Hound comes in another scene after this, and I thought this was really cool because the Hound teaches her a little more in a sense because she's burned now like he is, and he basically says, "Look, it's gonna change you forever."
Yeah. And
she's like, "I don't give a shit about fire." And he's like, "No, people." And he basically says what Tyrion said to Jon in season 1, accept what you are.
Cool.
If you can't accept what you are, nobody else will.
Yeah.
You can't look at yourself, nobody else is going to look at you.
Yep.
I thought it was pretty cool that she came in and she got mad at him, but he left. But she then missed him once he left and realized, he's right.
that is really
If
cool.
I can't look at myself, how's anybody else going to accept it? So I thought that was pretty cool, that connection with Arya and Jon and the Hound. So they're not forgetting that in all this writing and all the stuff going on. Pretty cool. Then we go to the Wolf's Den. Now, this is cool that they did the Wolf's Den. The Wolf's Den is actually a castle in White Harbor that, of all people, Jon Stark, old King of Winter, old King of the North, had built to defend the river there, the mouth of the river from raiders. So I thought this is cool that part of this is taking place in the Wolf's Den, a little nod to Jon Stark of old.
Really cool, yeah.
So that's pretty cool. So now we have a new little location within White Harbor. And by the way, that's where Davos is in the books. Davos was there under the false pretense of being arrested by Wyman Manderley, who's the Lord of White Harbor, but he really is on his side and he's just pretending, and then he goes and secretly meets with Davos in the Wolf's Den.
That's
so
cool.
I really like that they're pulling out some book stuff here, and it really shows. So if you pick up on that and you know the books, you can kind of pick up on that. This is essentially when they decide, all right, we have to go to King's Landing. We got to have this. We need supplies. We have to have the walls, the security. We got to get there. The Night King's probably headed there.
Right.
We got to go. And Bran comes out, and here's where SmokeScreen comes in and says, I can't go. And they're like, what do you mean you can't go? What you going to do? You ain't staying in the north. He's like, I got to go to the Isle of Faces. So, and he says he'll be more powerful there. We don't know what that means yet, but he'll be more powerful at the Isle of Faces. So I thought that was pretty cool. Shout out to all the YouTubers out there. They put that they get this from. There's some of it from. I'm not saying they got it all, but they did use a lot of YouTube videos for study. Then we have the Lords and the Dothraki really starting to revolt here, and they're coming out and being louder about it, and they're not happy about what's going on, that Jon's losing their respect, and Dothraki are now starting to lose respect for Dany, their Khaleesi. So they surround Dany. They actually surround her, and somebody just brought this up, was in the super chat. This was C-Mob. They surround her and cut her hair. It's like you just already seen this, man.
Wow.
They cut her hair off, and she lets them do it. And Varys is like, no, don't. There's no need for this. And they cut her hair off because she technically lost the battle at Winterfell that they call the Battle of Winter. I think it's Mozo, I believe it is, they're calling him, cuts off her braids, and she's now has short hair. This could happen. This could happen. I don't know if they'll go that far with the Dothraki, but this could happen. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool. And then they leave. They're out. They're done. So the Dothraki are gone. They're losing everybody. And then, on top of that, the other half of the Northern Lords say, I can't go with you. I'm staying here in the north. I'd rather die in the north. And they don't go to King's Landing with them. Now, in the end, while they're loading the boats to go on White Harbor to load the boats to head to King's Landing, then Lyanna Mormont shows back up and does decide to go. So the Mormonts are still in.
Good.
But they lost Lord Mazon. Thank God, actually, because I just wanted him to die this whole episode. I wanted him to die so bad. Really cool little scene in the Wolf's Den. Bran is, and this is when Rozo starts to kind of, he's about to leave. Rozo sneaks up behind Bran. He knows he's some kind of witch, right? You know, because they don't like magic and shit and blood magic and whatever. Tries to kill Bran. Jaime saves him and kills Rozo. Jaime stabs Rozo from the back through the chest, almost like the Mad King.
Yeah.
Kills him and saves Bran's life this time, so it comes full circle.
I was about to say, yeah.
Because he's the one that tried to kill him in season 1. And then he does say, the things you do for love. Well, I mean, he doesn't say that, but I'm thinking that because it comes full circle, and I think in the show though we will see it. We will hear that.
Yes,
we will hear, just like we heard the kind of the little finger thing, the things I do for love. So he'll repeat that. Jaime will freak out a little bit, but Jaime actually saves him. He was kind of drunk in this one other scene, and he's thinking about Tyrion's death and don't want to think about it, but now he's fully on board. And in the end of this thing, Jaime and the other Northern Lords that are left and other people again swear their fealty and say, we're down for the cause, otherwise we're all going to die. And Jaime swears to serve the Queen and King. And this is in regards to his fever dream where he realized that Rhaegar said, you didn't serve your king. He now knows Jon is king. So he swears to serve the king.
Very cool.
I thought that was pretty cool. Really cool little touch. And before they sail off, they do realize the final thing here. They do realize that Varys still has some power. I like this, that Varys still has some kind of power here. He uses his birds and finds out that Cersei is collecting children, and of course Jon knows what that means. So they head out for King's Landing. It goes off for this episode, and they found out that Cersei now is going to try to make a deal with the Night King. So Jon, of course, knows that from being up at Craster's Keep.
That's right. So
that is episode 4. Very cool, project. I don't agree with every little detail, but the little details they're adding as far as the callbacks and all that stuff is really good. Really good. And this episode did make me mad with Lord Mazon. Like, that's how it was written, because I wanted to kill him myself. Like a real episode. So, anyway, highly suggest, if you haven't seen that, there's a playlist on the channel. You can go back and start at episode 1 and watch all the way through 6, which will be out in the next 2 weeks. So we got episode 5 coming out Tuesday. Episode 6 will be the finale in 2 weeks. So put that out every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. So, and then we just talk about it quickly like we do here on this live stream. Anyway, very cool. Let's see here.
I think she'd look good with short hair.
She would. She'd look good with any no hair. In the book, she didn't have actually any hair when she got burnt. She'd still be fine. I'm sorry. Let's see. Let's see. Thank you, Mara Lee.
Thank you.
Oh, no, that was the same. I'm sorry, Mara, but thank you again. Great content. Enjoy your channel. Thank you for the super chat. C-Mob, thank you for the $10 again, super chat. In real life, Mia Clark died her hair. Oh, no, that's the same one. This is not updating. I'm sorry. I'm redoing things here. There's one. Ungalian, thank you for the super chat as well. Q&A, do you think Cersei, that's in my way, do you think Cersei will be choked out with Tyrion's golden hand necklace? Been reading and seeing a lot of foreshadowing for this. That's interesting. I mean, we got the Shay choke with the necklace that was Tywin's hand, so that would be kind of cool. But I don't think he would recover that. You know, where's that necklace at? It's still presumably was hanging around her neck when he left. So it's a good idea, though, actually, to be Tywin's, and it's a hand. The hand that, you know, chokes the light. That's good, man. That's good.
It is.
I like it. I like it. I think that's really cool. I don't know. We can see it. We can see it. And he would end up being the straight up, you know, little brother. I mean, could be.
That's exactly right.
All right. Let's see here.
I got a question for you. If you lock 3...
What's up, Lala Gig? Where have you been? I'm sorry.
No shit.
Lala Gig's back.
What's happening?
This trait teaser in the new season is bringing everybody back. Is what's happening.
Right.
Remind me when we go on a stretcher here in a minute to turn that camera again. It keeps bugging the shit out of me. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right.
I keep interrupting you.
If you lock 3 Starks in the crypts with something that has a 50% chance of killing them.
No, yeah, they're basically the way it's explained in quantum mechanics is that they're both 50% alive and 50% dead at the same time until the moment you observe them.
Okay, so
when you open the crypt,
somebody finds
then you
them.
see the actual state. The final state is only decided then.
Okay,
according to that bullshit mumbo jumbo witchcraft.
Making sure. Just making sure.
So, I told you we knew it was going to come back. I'm sorry, guys. For those who are not, I've just been on this kick with quantum mechanics the last couple of days. I don't know why. I've dug into it in the past, and I just been on this kick about it again. I'm sorry.
It's been fun.
But anyway. Oh God, Dana Batts, nude Nan. No, no, yes, Schrodinger's cat, exactly, Mizuma. That was the joke. But yeah, I've been on this kick about it again. Herb Cosmo, what's up, Herb?
What's up,
in
buddy?
the regular chat here. Let's get to these Q&A. SmokeScreen, I send you my first question on email due to it being top too big for a stream. Anyways, your thoughts on the prequel cast? I haven't seen it, Herb. I don't know if this is the same question. But I'm fine with the cast. I don't care as long as it's a great character. I guess the question is, is it all going to be First Men like we think?
Yeah.
You know, because or we're going to have some Summer Islanders in there. I don't know. We don't know the story, and that's the thing. We don't know the timeline. So I don't know the actors and actresses, but I think that's good. Except for Naomi Watts. I think it needs to be like less known people, like this was. I don't want to see like people I know that plays everything. You know, we don't need to see Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
in Game of Thrones.
No.
We just don't. So I'm fine with it. So I'll check that Herb here shortly. Let's see.
Let's see.
K-Dubs, here we go. The simplest explanation to a time-traveling cripple hellbent on destroying everything. Occam's cat. There you go. You see? This is going to keep coming up, right? Lord Fukin Kev, I want my old Nan versus male mud wrestling match in season 8. I wanted the Kinvara Melisandre wrestling match is what I wanted. Yeah. The young versions, you know, keep your chokers on. But I wanted that match. But apparently Kinvara, I don't know if they'll recast her if she's in there, but I don't think she will. Naomi Watts, Level Darwin. Is that Level Darwin, I believe? I'm hard to see that. Naomi Watts would be awesome. Yeah, she should be fine, and I'm fine with everybody. I think it's better for these type of shows just to do people that are lesser known. You know what I mean? So I'm down with whatever. As long as they're well-written characters, I'm good.
Look, scroll back up and look at Taryn's hashtag.
There you go. Hashtag Schrodinger's cat. Is she dead or undead?
Catlin. Schrodinger's
Oh,
Catlin.
Catlin. I'm sorry. Oh, no. Oh, and that fits, too, for the books, man. Damn. You know, I'm actually one of the few that just actually, I didn't mind that Stoneheart was not in the show. I know a lot of people wanted to see that, and I did, too, at times. I felt like, oh, it's coming, it's coming. But I'm actually fine with it. I'm not that big of a Stoneheart fan. Of course, I wasn't a Catlin fan either. So now that she's worse, I don't see why I would still be a fan of her. So anyway, I'm fine with that not happening. Lala Gig, thank you, Lala, for the super chat. Appreciate it. And we love you, Lala. Yes. Where have you been? A lot of people have been MIA, but now the season is kind of starting up, and so I'm really excited about it.
This hype.
Yeah, we got the hype train kind of starting up here. Really cool, really cool. And, you know, I will say, you know, YouTube has picked up pretty good. We've got back into a little bit of the suggested videos somehow, and this episode 1 from the Boston University is really helping with that. So we're trying to ride the train, you know, and keep it going. So it's really cool. Cool. To build up to the season, and so please subscribe if you hadn't. We really appreciate it.
Very cool.
We just lost one. We just
don't say that.
I saw one scroll down.
No, you did not.
I mean, it might be a 20-second delay. I don't know, but I just saw one drop because we put the live count up above my head. It's
back.
Oh, there it went. Did you see it?
Yeah. I saw it move back up.
But yeah, that's fine. It's fine. Let's see here. Slope. Thank you, Slope, for the super chat. Appreciate it, man. Sorry to promote another channel, but there's a channel called Daily Use of Sports Trivia that just posted its first video in over a year. Everyone should watch it and give it a like. I agree.
Thank you.
I agree. And I think the editing in that video is exquisite.
I think it is, too. I really do.
No, he did most of it. You did most of it.
I just handed you the baton.
I just did the final touch. I just did the final touches. No, it is. James did a good video back on his. Look, sports and stats. I'm gonna tell you, this son of a bitch right here. If you've seen his card opening video, it don't matter. We'll be talking about something. He don't have a book in front of him. It's kind of like me with other things,
right.
I guess. He don't have books and cards. He just knows these fucking numbers. And
I don't know why.
I'm telling you, when he films a video, he might have a couple notes of what he wants to talk about, but it ain't no numbers on that. He just knows them. So he did a good video on Nolan Ryan and the Great Strikeout Race. It's on his channel, Daily Use of Sports Trivia.
Thank you,
If
Slope.
Ahmad wants to grab that, by the way, Slope, you can link that if you want. I sometimes can't paste in my own chat, but you guys can too. So Ahmad, if you want to do that, if anybody's interested in sports stuff, he does. He's doing his sports channel again. So. That is a new video. Thank you, Joshua Brewer, for subbing. Thank you, DJ Nelson, for subbing. Appreciate it. Glad you guys. Welcome to the family. Let's see here. Yes, Jennifer. Jennifer is Her Monster Highness, Jennifer. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Be sure to like and share. Thank you. Thank you. Lewis97 has a question. Thank you, K-Dubs, for grabbing this. Thank you, Lewis. Could Brand not be being in the teaser have some relation to telling him Mira that he's not Brandon Stark, not anymore? So on that precedent, it wouldn't make sense for him to be there. That's a good point. Mm-hmm. Good point.
Good point.
And I know somebody new won't get that either.
Point.
But yes, that is a good point. It's a fair point. If he's not really him anymore, yeah, it kind of fits. It kind of fits. So it could be. I'm just, for now, until I look at it again and see if there's anything to pull and do a video on it or something. I don't know. But I guess I will, because there's a couple little points, but I'm not trying to overthink it. But if you got, it's a fair point. He's not really him anymore.
Here's what you got to do. You got to take this and make your own trailer like you did last year.
Nobody watched my trailers.
With some backing music. You picked the perfect music. You synced everything up perfect. That was awesome.
Hail to the King was one with Avenged Sevenfold,
that
right?
Awesome.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody watched it. Nobody cared. And I knew I didn't even monetize it because I knew I used their song. So I wouldn't even monetize it. I just like that. I love that editing style where I take a song and I have to make the shit fit to the song versus making the song fit to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really love that style of editing. That's kind of fun. But people don't like, unless the channel is like a dedicated trailers concept channel, they hate it. For most people, not everybody. Some people did actually enjoy it. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I mean, I enjoy doing them. But Amanda Duncan, thank you, Amanda. She says she watched it. Hail to the King. I mean, it actually, from what I understand, Avenged Sevenfold actually wrote that song in response to God. Now,
Wow.
I heard that. I don't know if that's absolutely true. I can't confirm that. I'm not some super fanboy who goes and reads their website and shit. But I heard that, so that may be true. Maybe somebody can confirm or deny.
It fit with that thing you put together. That was awesome. I love it.
Mod Mary 1, thank you, Mod Mary, for the super chat. If dragons burn the White Walkers, does that mean they can't come back to life? Yeah.
I would say yeah, because there's nothing left.
Yes. If you mean the White Walkers, yes, absolutely. They're gone, just like the one shattered, I would imagine. That's the thing, though. I think that they can burn White Walkers, regular ones. We'll see about the Night King, but he did walk through the fire. Now, the question we raised was that once it was on the ground burning white bodies or whatever,
right?
Was it still fire? Dragon fire?
Right.
Or was it kind of regular fire that the cold kind of puts out and he walks through?
Right.
We've seen that 3 times now on the show.
We've seen him walk through fire.
They walked through at the cave. The regular White Walker at Hardhome walked through fire, and it didn't walk through it, but the cold it pushes it aside. Mm-hmm. So they have this, I don't know. We never saw a direct hit, so that's the question. Can they actually burn them? I'm thinking they should be able to, because it doesn't make any sense like we were talking about earlier. He's got a dragon now. In this Boston University episode, Danny gets burned by a Viserion, undead Viserion. What's the point of having them if they can't burn them? Now they can burn the whites. Obviously, that's the big thing. They can just burn whites.
Burn
and you gotta deal with about 8 White Walkers now, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess that still counts, but yeah, it needs to be balanced in some kind of way, I guess. So yeah, I would think so. Let's see. Let me make sure. I feel like did I miss something here? No, we're good. All right. Let's see. What happened?
Maybe they're not white. Maybe they're covered in like SPF 100. Real thick coat.
That's it. They're just people. They're just wildlings.
And they're going to bring these dragons.
They're the other branch of House Stark. That's all. They're like the Gray Starks. That's a real house, the Gray Starks.
I like that, yes.
So they're the White Starks.
I love it.
And they didn't get their due, and that's all it's about.
They didn't get their due. They're pissed.
Exactly. Zombie Dry, what's up, cuh?
What's up,
This is
buddy?
my cousin Dustin. Hope the Rams beat the Saints next week. I don't care, man, anymore. I don't care. We're not in it. It don't matter to me. As long as
Patriots
anybody but the
point,
Patriots, exactly what I was following up with. Anybody but the damn Patriots. And I'm sorry, any Pats fans. We're still a little salty, from 2003.
Yeah.
And then just seeing them all the time.
Yep.
And
all the time.
we got filmed in practice and stuff, and it just didn't sit well with me.
Nope.
Anyway, so. Randy Sumatsu, thank you, Randy, for the super chat. Half to Protocon, half to James Car Fund.
Oh, thank you, dude.
That's very cool. That's right.
That.
You did. I guess you posted that or something, or did you mention that? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned I totaled my car.
You're typing over there.
But that was before we started. Something about.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, bud.
Yes.
That was awesome.
You might need to pick up that rental, man. That shit's. You're like,
I
can see Snoop Dogg in the background.
I don't want to give it back.
I can hear Snoop Dogg in the background while you're cruising, man. Anyway.
2018 Impala is nice.
Thank you, Level Darwin, for subbing. Appreciate it. I think that's LVL Darwin is what I'm seeing. I'm reading that as Level Darwin. I'm sorry if I'm name butchering like Val would say. But thank you for subbing. Appreciate it. House Silverstar, yeah, that could work. Let's see. John Snow. John Snow has a question, everybody. John freaking Snow. John fucking Snow.
I'm ready.
Q&A. What do you think about Cersei jointing the Night King somehow? Oh, joining, I guess.
Yeah. I hate the idea.
I do, but I can't say I would be shocked.
Right.
Because obviously you're talking about the Night's King story, and you know, is that real? Was it an actual White Walker woman? And I would not put it past. We said this the other week. I would not put it past her if it comes down to her being turned into something she don't understand. As long as the other people don't win, she would do it. There you go.
No doubt.
She would absolutely do it. So I think it's possible. I'm still not 100% sure about like an actual marriage or something. Now I'm not saying that he may not want somebody, but why now, and why Cersei compared to Dany, or you know what I mean, anybody else? There's been other dragon riders, a lot of female Targaryens, Starks for that matter. So why now? And we've all, you know, we said in the Dragon Raised by Wolves series, the reaction has to be something fairly recent, and Jon Snow's birth seems to be the idea. And we got that idea from this teaser. RLJ was heavily it's been confirmed, but I mean in the trailer it was implied, like, you know, there it is. It's in your face now.
Please.
So that's the general idea anyway. Let's see. I just heard something go boom. Let's see. D Brown. Thank you so much, D Brown. Wow, another
I'm alive, guys.
Big dono. I'm alive, guys. Who dat? So she must be drinking. Don't overdo it, D.
Oh,
be careful, D Brown. You're in New Orleans. Are you in like the hot tub in the hotel room? Are you safe? Don't be out, you know, drinking and partying. Because you're walking around New Orleans. You know, you're walking around. I enjoyed New Orleans. I did enjoy New Orleans, I must say. It's been a while, but I love New Orleans, and my favorite part's always the casino. But I didn't get to see the new Superdome. I was in the old. No, I did. Was it rebuilt? Yeah, it was right after the hurricane.
Oh, okay.
So it was, but it was still a shithole. Sorry. No, it was just very. We were up in the nosebleed, and it was like you had this much room to walk. Like between you, you felt like you're falling. You felt like you were going to fall on the field, like roll down. I could see myself tumbling down onto the field. But no, I had a good time. Even wearing Panthers gear, people were very nice, and you know, welcome to the city. So New Orleans is really cool, really cool. I enjoyed it. Need to go back and slap Corey in the damn face. I ain't seen him in a while. Let's see here. D Brown has been buried by beads, says Doc Holliday. D Brown, are you giving out beads, D Brown? Are you receiving beads? I don't know.
D Brown has been buried by beads.
Let's see. Let's see.
Looking like Mr. T.
Oh, the Haynes man. He's saying Dragon Raised by Wolves.
Parts 1 through 5.
There you go. He has X there, but I figured I'd just let you fill it in there. Where are we at here? I guess, all right, so we're going to a minute. We've been going 1 minute, 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So let's take a quick stretcher. We still have 550 people hanging out, so let's take a quick stretcher, let the dog out, all that good stuff, and I will come back and recheck Patreon and grab more questions from the chat. So if you give us let me get to this again before I say all that. And I'm going to adjust this damn this camera. It's bugging the shit.
I've already forgot.
It's so horrible. It's like it's falling or something over there. And Riddick's not. He's over there. I don't know what's happening here. But yes. Darkens. Yeah, we're going to hit the prototype. We might as well go with it. We don't really, but apparently that's a real thing. Anyway, yes. Give us a couple minutes, and we will be
right back.
Cannot give you back your homes or restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king. give you back your homes or restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our king.
Alrighty, we're back. Let me see if this camera is fixed. Is it fixed? No, it's worse. Alright, let me fix this. I'm gonna fix it live. Damn it.
There you go.
Something like that.
Yes.
Okay. That might be better. There we go. Yeah, so that's a little better. That's not gonna get on my nerves as bad. Alright. Really quick, just saw an email. A new Patreon. Thank you, Travis Trolley. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining Patreon. Now you can post questions and get them guaranteed. Appreciate it, man. Let's see. Speaking of Patreon, let me grab a couple of these. I think there's a couple more. Randy Sweet Monster. Thank you, Randy. There can be no battle for the Iron Throne until the Night King is defeated, and if the Golden Company defects, Cersei probably won't have much manpower. Cersei could end up isolated with only the Lannister loyals, Wildfire, and the Mountain. When do we think the battle for the throne will happen? Before, during, or after the War with the Night King? Apparently, the way they're going is it's almost a dual thing, where we call it the Targaryen Stark sandwich.
Yep.
Where they're getting pushed south, and Cersei's in the south, so you got the Night King coming. I mean, I've said before that it makes sense to me that they set it up with the prologue and all the hints, and then you started seeing the Night King a little more, got introduced to them throughout the seasons with all the regular, politics and shit going on. It needs to be a big payoff with him. But then, kind of thinking about it, as long as it is a good payoff, I guess it doesn't really matter. But it just seems odd to me still, just based off of that Cersei would be the last villain.
Oh yeah.
It just
I think it. See that.
But now, if the story, wherever they're heading with this, like if the Cersei Night Queen type thing is even a thing,
the way to do
then
it.
that would be fine because it's part of the end game.
Yes.
So, personally, I would prefer Cersei to be out of the way and whatever they deal with the Night King, and then they can talk about if there's a ruler on the throne or if it's melted down or whatever happens after that. But I would prefer, unless it's integral to the story of the Night King, him being the final villain, we find out what he's after and why now and all that stuff. As long as that's answered, I don't care, honestly.
Exactly.
But that
works for me too.
has to be answered.
Yeah.
Lord Fook and Kev on Patreon, thank you, Kev. Whites and White Walkers are normal wildlings wearing SPF Michael Jackson. Mystery solved. And who's this John Fucking Snow? That's gimmick infringement, pal. SPF Michael Jackson. Man, I used to love Michael Jackson. I wish he was still alive, man.
Me too.
Oh, man. One of my heroes growing up. Where am I at? All right, here we go. Let's see. Herb, I checked my email. I did not see an email, though. I didn't have time to read them all, but I did not see it, Herb. So you're saying, picture this. Thank you, Ungoliant, for grabbing this. Arya gets burnt like the Hound, but Jaqen offers water from the well to heal her wounds on condition she adds a face to the hall. Thoughts? That's kind of cool. I don't think Jaqen will be back in the show, though. I don't think we'll see faceless men. But it's kind of cool, and I want to say again really quick, thank you again to Boston University for letting me do this. I mean, it's a very cool project, and I hope I'm doing it some kind of justice. They did a really good job with it, and it seemed to be a perfect timing for this episode because it fits with what we saw in the teaser and some of the stuff, and then that was obviously in that. So I mean, it's just a very cool thing to be a part of. So very cool. It fits fit perfect for this little teaser.
I've grabbed one for you. It'd be easier for me to read it from here than you to try to find it.
Works
this
for me.
From Jenny of Coldstone. It says, maybe the statue in the trailer that Sansa is looking at is the Night King when he was a Stark. Is that possible?
Not from the statues I saw. I mean, if you're talking about the ones, there was obviously those three people.
No, but
the other one you're talking about,
wondering about,
the one on the side, yeah, when and Her Monster Highness Jennifer is pointing this out too, that she's seeing a face in the fog. I can kind of see what you're talking about, Jennifer. Obviously, I'll freeze frame it later and see if it actually forms anything. But what I'm saying is that fog's coming by, or if we're calling it fog, the icy mist, whatever.
Yeah.
It's coming by, and there's a particular crypt there or a statue, and old Stark, King of Winter, in his chair. I'm assuming, but I can't really see who that is, or even I don't think I could. Even if I could see it clearly, I probably wouldn't know who it is. But it may be important, maybe it's not. It's probably just an angle to see the fog creeping in or the icy stuff creeping in. We did see random statues there, so you're not going to, the show, the casual fan wouldn't necessarily know who some of these people are.
Right. Is there a chance, since he's a proto-Stark, that anybody in the past would have said, well, let's put a statue?
Well, that's the key, is that Bran the Builder, and again, the timing seems way off, but we don't know. The crypts are older than Winterfell.
Right.
But he would have to already be around to found House Stark to build the crypts.
Yeah.
Assuming he's the one who built the crypts.
Right.
So House Stark would have to be founded in order for those to be built, for them to start burying people there. And the Night King being a proto-Stark was well before, at least we think we know that.
Right.
It was well before there was a House Stark. So again, it comes back to the timeline that may or may not be fucked up. Maybe we learn more about that in the prequel.
You said that the crypts are gigantic.
Yes, they're supposed to be bigger than the castle itself. I mean, according to the books. I mean, it's never been stated in the show.
Wouldn't it be crazy if they explore some part of the crypts that they never have and see some chalk drawings by the children.
You know, that's
on there.
that would not actually surprise me.
That would be
because
crazy.
it's actually specifically stated there are parts that are caved in.
Oh, yeah.
So that would not surprise me. And again, in the books, it's implied heavily that the children of the forest have a lot of underground caverns and caves that connect all of Westeros, perhaps.
That would be a
Because
trip.
the tree, you know, we talked about the weirwood trees before. They have to be connected to each other. They dug out these huge caves of root systems all throughout
that's
Westeros.
right.
That's why the one the Eyrie couldn't grow because it couldn't reach the ground.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a book thing. Definitely, and so that's why I've said before, the show may have it different, but the books, there's definitely, you know, I mean, the show's kind of implied that was the last of the children when Lee blew herself up. But if you do the Isle of Faces, there's people there. And there's definitely more in the books, for sure, even though we hadn't even got to that part yet, obviously. We're way ahead. Let's see. Frankie Marino, thank you, Frankie. Could Danny lash out at Jon Snow for being next in line for the throne and not her, Mad Queen? She absolutely could, and I think there will be that initial drama. I just don't think it will last. I don't think she becomes full Mad Queen and confirms what the Northern Lords think about her. Because if this is about who cares if you're a bastard, if this is about who cares about your last name, that goes against what he's writing about, you know, in the story.
Yeah, it does.
So, yeah, at first, she'll be like,
course.
are you kidding me? I did all this shit, and you're the heir, and fuck all that with the rules of men being the heir. But then they're a package deal, and she'll realize maybe her destiny was a little different. So, at first, there will definitely be that for sure. Let's see. Hell Frickin' Fire. Thank you, man. Thank you, Slope, for grabbing this from Hell Frickin' Fire. The Faceless Men seem to believe that they all serve death. The Night King steals from death. Do you think that Faceless Men have a part to play in the ending of the Night King's existence? I actually made a separate little video quite a while back, and it wasn't really a theory. It was more of just kind of an idea discussion about would the Faceless Men, are they essentially on the same side or not? And I say they're not. I think you're right. They steal from death, essentially. So they would not be happy about some ice demon coming down killing everybody.
Right.
Even though they're dying, they're still. It's like an unnatural thing to them.
They look at it as a gift.
Yes, it's a gift, exactly. So I think they would be on opposite sides, and you could see the books, at least in the books, they play a part. They're still playing a part in something. And they seem to be interested in dragons at the Citadel. And again, I've talked about that before. I won't ruin it in case anybody's still reading or decides to read. But there is a bigger part for the Faceless Men and Jaqen specifically in the books.
Cool.
But I don't think we're going to get it in the show. I think we're done with the Jaqen stuff. Excuse me. I'm just saying, Ungoliant says, if Qyburn wearing the cane of hands next season, you know what's up. Am I reading that right? If Qyburn is wearing the cane,
I guess if you see Qyburn wearing
the cane of hands, the white hand, are we talking?
That's
about?
what I'm.
No, they burnt that. He lit it on fire. John lit it on fire. Yeah, so John lit that on fire. If we're talking about that, the cane of hands. Ungoliant, if you don't mind, clarify that. I don't know. I don't want to misrepresent what you're saying. Alex Montero, what's up, Alex? What's up, Chris and James? Do you think there will be a scene between Jon and the Night King where they fight? Jon beats him, stabs him through the chest. He turns human before he dies and says thank you to Jon.
We've talked similar.
We have.
Yeah.
We actually, that was Dragon Raised by Wolves series, the whole Endgame series.
Yes.
We don't know how that would happen, we've speculated that Bran has a part to do with the mental warfare to enable Jon using his magic blood to somehow cut him or open his chest up and take that thing out.
Right.
Obviously, I don't think he would live. It's in his heart. So I do think that would be kind of cool if he turns back and he actually says thank you. We mentioned exactly that before. Yeah. So I'm not betting on it, but I'm not betting against it.
Same here.
I think it would be cool and that would give you the big confirmation of what he wants. And yeah, he got a lot of revenge on the way back.
And
on the way down to the Seven
when
Kingdoms.
that scene happens, if it happens, there will be some other White Walkers left, and they'll die too.
And they drop.
then that goes back to when they went up north, and he said, "You kill that one, the rest of them go," and all that. You know.
Yeah, and now the other ones now, they didn't have a piece of dragon glass shoved in their chest.
Exactly.
They can be just naked dudes laying there.
Yes.
And they just go and cover them up and like, hey man, you've been dead for 9,000 years. Welcome back. You know? But again, is that Craster's kids, or they're like the Boston University version has them as still young White Walker baby type things. Like they don't grow up instantly. We don't know that. You know, that'd be kind of cool to find out.
Craster, don't take the girl.
Amethyst Empress Reborn. We've got a book allusion there. Q&A, will John go mad next season when we start to see the consequences of him dying? You know, that's a good possibility. I say it's possible, not probable. Because he's not that much different. He's a little more fuck honor a little bit, I think, and he gets more of that this season. But
because he saw what it got him.
Exactly. He saw what it got him. And so I think that's really the only major change. I don't buy into the fire white stuff. Nope. That's not what George R. R. Martin said in context. He's got a beating heart. He still bleeds. He's warm-blooded.
He produces other bodily fluids.
That's exactly right. And you can't do that if you have no blood, no heartbeat. You can't do the deed.
Right.
you cannot ride the dragon unless you have blood flowing to your nether regions, is all I'm saying. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, seriously, I know it sounds like a joke, but for real. Yes, Protostark. By the way, anybody new here, that is a drinking game.
Yes.
I know we hadn't said it enough tonight, so Protostark again. How about that? That is a drinking game here, apparently.
Yeah, if you can do that, you're not the Walking Dead. You're fucking alive.
That's right.
You are the real deal.
You're alive and well. Let's see. Herb forwarded you the email. Do you think the trailer foreshadowed the old Kings of Winter rising? I don't, Herb. I don't think so overall, because we said that before. I don't think if you follow... I mean, because, yes, look, here's the thing. In magic and fantasy is magic. So, yes, you can cop out everything with magic. But good fantasy magic has rules. And the bottom line is all those Kings of Winter are dust. Literally. Except for the recent Starks or whatever. So, I don't think there's going to be a Kings of Winter thing where they all rise up. I mean, yes, it sounds cool. But if you, I guess you could put that aside and not think about it, and there's still some bones. But I just don't. It don't make sense to me. It don't make sense, and there still wouldn't be enough. I did the math on this one time. Remember about like the general number of Kings of Winter there would be in the crypts.
Yeah.
Because of about the time, and like if you give an average of 40 years for a lifespan back in those days, and you extend it back to I think it was 8,000 or 10,000 years I did, it wouldn't be that many people anyway. So I don't know. I don't buy that dust rises up, puts itself back together as a skeleton, and climbs out of a stone thing.
I know. And I know we suspend reality on a lot of other stuff, but I don't think that it's too much to say that that's too far.
Right. I agree. Lectrode, welcome Lectrode. Haven't seen that name before. Q&A, could the place indicated by the Arrowhead Mountain where the first White Walker was turned take place in the Isle of Faces as shown in the show, and might be Bran need to go back there? No, I do think that the mountain ship like Arrowhead was up north where they went. But the Isle of Faces, I still think, could play a big part in the show. All it takes is, I mean, because yes, it's mentioned once by Tywin back in, we mentioned the gods out of the lake. But you could still have a good Bran flashback and explain it, and that's all you really need. You didn't need to see it throughout the whole entire thing. Now, as far as the show, but yes, it could have been mentioned a few more times, alluded to or something. But if you got season 6 or season 7 and North of the Wall, you saw them fighting on an island in the middle of a lake. I don't know. I mean, I just think that's pretty odd. I mean, it could have been, maybe it was just something where they had to be, that could keep them alive while the whites... But I don't buy that either, because the Night King can freeze that lake instantly. Yes. So it was a dragon trap. It was obviously a dragon trap. So I think that could have pointed towards the Isle of Faces.
Me too.
And it maybe they won't do it in the show. I mean, that's fine. We said before they could make it where Bran goes, it's the Heart Tree at Winterfell, or maybe another castle down south or something like that to be the special tree.
Yep.
But I think they can still do it. I really do.
There's going to be a scene where somebody's eating a fried egg with a yolk. They'll zoom in on it, and then all of a sudden you have an aerial shot right over the eye.
Yes, it'll zoom. It'll it'll fade.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it transition was the proper term. It'll transition to the island from a bird's eye view.
Yep.
Exactly.
Like the Ramsey thing.
Yes. Or the Jorah thing. He's scraping Jorah and it goes to the pie.
Oh, yes, yes.
Westerosi Jedi, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Get hype. Yes, everybody is getting hype. It is happening. We are 3 months away, and then it's over.
I don't like that.
And I want to say real quick, by the way, we're going to keep on after this Game of Thrones season's over. We got a prequel coming. We're going to do other shows. We're doing reactions to stuff. Vikings. Going to react to Vikings. We're still doing stuff on Twitch. I'm still gaming over there. We'll do Twitch Tuesdays. I've been talking about all this, but now that the season's building, everything's happening at once, so I am like super crazy busy. So please don't be mad if I'm not immediately replying on Twitter or Facebook or emails or whatever. Yeah. Like tonight was insane for me. I went in there and did the video came out. HBO Now was down, by the way, for 10 minutes.
Crap.
So I couldn't see it. And then HBO, everything was down apparently. I don't know if the internet broke because of Game of Thrones. And then I got to see it. Then I did the little video to put up the thing on my channel, and then was setting up for the live stream while checking out the episode again, doing my notes for that. It was all at the same time. This is what happens every Sunday during the show. By the way, another little piece of news I forgot to mention. A producer, I think, for HBO has watched all 6 episodes without the CGI, and he says essentially we are watching 6 movies in a row. So it does confirm was it Paula Fairfield, the sound designer, or was it, I believe it was her at Con who confirmed that these were all long. Feature length.
Yeah.
So, we got 6 movies coming is what we have.
So exciting.
And they won't be probably all 1 hour and 28 minutes or something, but they'll all be pretty damn long. Anyway. Is that Tressa? Oh, thank you, Tressa, for the super chat. Are the White Walkers army of the dead a threat to Essos and other continents? Will they be affected? Seems only Westeros and 7 Kingdoms under attack. Yeah, we mentioned this before, actually. I think in the show, they're just going to focus on Westeros. I don't think we'll see Essos and all that. It would be implied with winter coming because of all the Azor Ahai and all the prophecies come from Essos that they have been affected before. So, yes and no, I guess is the answer. Yes, in the general scheme of things, winter's there. Their plans may be to get over there after Westeros because there's no connection apparently.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah,
but I don't think we'll ever get that far. I mean, maybe we'll see snow and Dorne like we saw in King's Landing. In the show, though, I don't think we'll see Essos. Maybe they'll do some flashes over there where we see Braavos
take
frozen.
Them over there, no problem.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Euron could just make a deal somehow.
Yeah, he would.
He can do the Craster.
Yeah, he can do the Craster.
Do the Craster dance, and then, just get on my ship here. But the Night King could freeze salt water just like that, So, I don't know. Maybe his plan will be that, and they'll tell us that on the show, but we're not going to see him get that far.
Nope.
Yes. So yes and no. It's implied that it would affect the whole world as far as because all the prophecies come from Essos. The last heroes from Westeros, but most are from Essos. So it seems to be the show will only be the Westeros 7 Kingdoms. Dominique Martino, thank you for the super chat. Recall Night King hurting Bran in the vision. In my opinion, they just kind of have to use mental warfare tactics in this season unless Bran's powers are just to reveal RLJ. We agree, Dominic. That Bran has to take part more directly, I guess.
Yes.
And we've been saying that there'll be some kind of mental warfare, for lack of a better word, because he's at some point he's going to use those visions where he can connect with him to do something.
That's why they showed us him grabbing him.
Exactly, because it can't just be for RLJ where he sees the marriage and that's it, because otherwise Bran's done. His role is done.
They're going to do some battle.
I think so. And remember, he knew Bloodraven, and he had it was specifically said that the whites outside of the cave were there to prevent another three-eyed crow.
Right.
So those were planted. They were waiting for somebody to show up there. So he doesn't like the whole.
Deep.
It does. He doesn't like the whole green steer thing, and he definitely knew Bloodraven. He finally got him, but he didn't get the new three-eyed raven. So there's going to be a Bran Night King standoff of some sort, I believe. So it's a great question. Let's see. Regular chat here. Let me double check this. Michael Smith, thank you, Michael, on Patreon. Do you think that Germ finding out his own heritage, or do you think that with Germ finding out his own heritage that he'll really add to the remaining books? Proto Stark, go Pats.
What did Germ
do
the DNA test?
I don't know. I don't know what you're actually talking about, Michael Smith, about his own heritage.
Huh.
Something sounds familiar about that, but fill me in exactly. I don't know what he did. It sounds familiar, but I can't say I know, so I don't know. I don't know. Was that something on his not a blog? I don't know. Let's see here. Damn it, wrong one. Oh, K-Dubs, he was on Who Do You Think You Are? That's what I heard about, but I didn't know the details, so I don't know the details of what his heritage is. So, yeah, I don't know. It depends on how far he's at, because he would take another year to go back and add little things, if he wanted to change the books based off of it. So, I don't know. That's right. I did see, that was what I saw was a headline or an article or something maybe, but I didn't see the details of it. Tim F. What's up, Tim F? I almost lost it. I did. Oh, there it goes. The way it's looking, the Night King / White Walker's story arc will be over by episode 3, leaving the rest being Cersei / the Golden Company arc. That truly disappoints me. Yeah, I don't buy that though. I don't think Winterfell, because I mean you're referring to episode 3 where I think we all agree that there will be a huge battle. This is Miguel Shaposhnik.
Yeah, right.
The biggest battle ever in TV apparently, and movies for that matter. The longest. Will be at Winterfell. I don't think it ends there.
No.
It does not. I don't think it does.
I think it turns out bad for the humans.
Yes. The Night King gets a dub there.
He gets a dub there.
And they have to escape through the crypts or whatever and get out and maybe to White Harbor and on down to if they use boats or go by land, however they do it to King's Landing.
There's some retreating.
Yep.
Which you said early on, that's probably what's going to happen. And then once word travels back about how horrible it is, that's our only shot at King's Landing with getting some of the people there to buy into joining. Right.
That's true. That is true.
Breaking away from Cersei.
Let's see. Amethyst Empress Reborn. Sansa statue looks the same age, like she most likely doesn't make it. Yeah, that's a good way to interpret that. Arya's looked the same. Hers looked the same. Somebody mentioned John's looked older.
Yep.
Maybe that's a little hint. I don't know. Could be. I don't want to overthink it, but I mean that's fun doing it.
It is so fun doing it.
That's what it's all about. Just trying to guess, So it could be. Nate R. Thank you, Nate. Q&A. Why is Qyburn so loyal to the man that almost killed him? Do you think that have an ulterior motive or might be working for or with Varys? When the time is right, do you think he'll turn on Cersei? We've said this before because it's very odd.
It is.
Robb saved his life. Robb Stark.
Skippy.
And I think Qyburn's also opportunistic in the sense of he hates the Citadel for banishing him for essentially surgery.
Yeah.
But he is a crazy mad scientist, Frankenstein in a sense. So I think that's what drives him is just knowledge, and he'll do anything for it. So I would not be surprised if he turns on Cersei. We mentioned before he may have a code word for the mountain.
Right.
almost like
a Manchurian candidate type thing.
Exactly. Where he says Proto Stark and the mountain all of a sudden listens to him.
Fuck yes.
So maybe that's what it is. Proto Stark.
That would be awesome. It gives Cersei the shocker.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised. And I have said this, I hope that we find out at least whether Varys is working with him or not. I still hope Varys has a role before he dies. And still controls these little birds. you know, because he's got to do something besides just stand behind Danny looking cool in his robe.
Oh, yeah.
Because the story's over if he doesn't contribute. Now, I said this before, though. I think he does contribute, him and Jorah, by getting the Golden Company to join Danny and Jon.
Yeah.
That's his contribution. That's his role. Then he can go, you know, if he has to go. So that's been my thoughts all along. Let's see. Kianash Kashani, I believe. Q&A, what do you think about the Night King being the Lord of Light of all gods, drowned God, dead, etc., by killing or cutting him, curing him, magic will die too. Jon is alive by magic, so any of the Night King in his power will be his sacrifice. Okay, there's two parts. I agree with your first statement. I had a whole separate video on gods. I do not think there are gods. I think it's all the same source, and that source is the Owl of Faces. All magic is based off of that. There's just different channels or different prisms that people look through to see that magic and think it's a god. They label the gods. I think we kind of got hints of that in Dance with Dragons and Melisandre's chapter. She sees Bran and Bloodraven, and we know, the audience, that they are not, they're just essentially green seers. They're not gods, but they're kind of like, they're basically the old gods. She says they are the champions of the great other. Yep. So if we know that's not true, then you can kind of assume that the red god's not real either. So I agree with that completely.
That, you know,
no, go ahead.
About the part about the Night King, you know, broadcasting shit and everything. So yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's a good point. But I said in a separate video, a little theory idea video, that how like the Hound, Stannis, two people have now read the flames that are not trained to do so better than Melisandre. And how does that work? So I said that the Night King may be inadvertently transmitting things, and those little things are like little windows of opportunity for people to look into what a green seer can do all the time.
Exactly.
So seeing things in the flames is the same thing that a green seer can always do by touching a weirwood or not touching a weirwood or whatever.
And like Chris said, anybody that saw that, you know, depending on their upbringing and everything, what prism they choose to look through.
Exactly. Labels it or joins a religion or makes a new one.
Creates a new one, yep.
Exactly.
I can totally see that.
So I think that's, now we'll never get a definitive answer, but I think that's the general idea, at least for me. And as far as the Jon thing, though, he's not kept alive by magic. That's the difference.
Right.
So magic can die and Jon doesn't have to. He was brought back by magic, I guess.
Yeah.
We're not really even sure if that's true.
The whites are just reanimated corpses. They're basically puppets with magic strings.
Essentially.
Jon is back alive.
Yes. So I don't think that Jon would drop dead, no more than I think Bran would drop dead. Now, Bran is connected to that, so I've said it could drive him crazy. You know, he's not just going to go back to sweet old Bran. All of a sudden he gets cut off and there's no more of all this shit in his head. He may go Hodor, you know, or maybe it does kill him because he actually is always connected to it in some way. But I don't think it would straight up kill him.
Here gets his
K-Dubs.
wheelchair up to 88 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You see
That's
flaming tracks. And he goes back and he's on the wall looking at Cersei and Jaime fucking.
That's right. That's how he does it.
Fuck this shit.
Sansa gets behind him on a heel. They tie sleds to the front. And he has the flux capacitor.
Oh, shit. That's what he needs Qyburn for.
That's it. Qyburn's making the flux capacitor.
Yes.
88 miles per hour. Lightning surrounds the wheelchair. He's back in 1984. BC.
Oh, shit.
That's great. That needs to be I can see that shirt. I can see that shirt, you know, the heel, the skis on the lightning starting to form. Oh, Jesus. Good night, K-Dubs. Have a good one, man.
Good night, brother.
And he says, Chris, remember, you can't put a dome in the crypts. He wants me to say Dawn.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, I'm surprised he didn't give us a riddle to say. Tanja says, I think the... sorry, Tanja, I'm almost losing it here. Tanja Coanan, I believe. I think the show will end it more violently, but the Owl of Faces thing doesn't happen now. It will in the books. Yeah, I definitely think it's a book thing. We've said that they could somehow get around it and change it a little bit. It's still going to be the basic ending.
Simple. Yeah, yeah.
It's got to be the same ending. So if it's involving like trees or whatever, they'll have to use something for that, even if it's not the Owl of Faces. But again, I don't think just because you haven't shown it, other than you did see the God's Eye technically, you saw the lake because you saw Harrenhal and you saw Arya walking up to it on the docks in Gendry. But just because you hadn't mentioned it a million times doesn't mean it can't be used. Because the show, remember, visually, if you keep showing or mentioning something over and over, it's too easy to figure out. And so that's a good...
It's something this important.
Right, and they don't want to give away the end game.
No
but
way.
Again, they can skip it all and make it another place, or just like the Heartwood at Winterfell stays in play even after the fall of Winterfell if that happens. So... definitely think it's a book thing though. Let's see. William Varner, one of the dragons, finds the Blackfire sword and drops it in front of Jon Snow. What? That would be great. I would love it if they actually had these damn swords.
Yes.
I did a video in season 5, 6. And it got kind of picked up by some publications because I thought I saw Dark Sister. But yes, I would love to see Blackfire come back. Essos, it could happen because it's in Essos and the Golden Company. There's a very good chance they have that sword because it's a Blackfire sword. Now, they didn't do the Blackfire thing, but they could still do it in the show, not even mention Blackfire, the house. But the sword could be with Harry Strickland or whatever. And it could come back and end up being John's or Danny's or whatever. But I think it would be very cool if you bring these swords because you know, Arya even mentioned Dark Sister. And Mira's carrying a sword.
Yeah.
Going through the wall. We watched it a couple weeks ago, one of those episodes in season 7. It's clearly there. We saw her grab one. That's the one I thought was Dark Sister, but it's Benjen's that was leaning against the tree. That doesn't mean the one she had wasn't, and they just didn't mention it yet. So what if it's laying there in Winterfell or whatever, and it's Dark Sister? It could be, but I doubt it, but they could at least do one or the other.
Since they talk about Germ's heritage, I've seen some people talking about the ancestry DNA stuff.
Yes.
Did you mail yours off yet?
I don't have a stamp. He
got that for Christmas.
I did. MyHeritage.com. It's it was the better. My mom got it, and it was the better reviewed one. So I think it's My Heritage.
Yeah.
And so I got the things, and I had to swab my cheeks and shit. And I got online, and my mom.
That's so cool.
Like I was able to join my mom's line and shit, and already see like family. My dad did this years ago, so that's how we know the whole Braveheart thing.
I want to see. I want to see how that comes back, and
yeah,
I want to do that.
But I don't have a fucking stamp. I don't, Taryn. I haven't bought a stamp in 15 years. And I went to the post office to pick up, stuff from the P.O. box. They don't have the little stamp machine that you can just buy a stamp anymore. That's dumb. This is the 21st century.
Dude, you're good with computers, man. Make a stamp, print it off, and glue it on there.
Well, you could. You can go to stamps.com and what.
Oh no, I just meant like one in Microsoft Paint or something.
Okay, that's true. I could probably do that. I'd get
by Go to prison for 25 cents.
No. Well, no, stamps probably cost $1.44 right now.
That's
I
true.
have no idea
Obviously,
what they cost.
The
last time I used a stamp, it was 31 cents. Is that is that recent? I have no idea.
That sounds recent.
I do everything online. I don't do
forever
stamps, man. I have no idea. But yes, I'm gonna. It's ready to send off. I just need a fucking stamp.
Oh gosh, her Monster Hunter says 55
cents. Holy shit. For a stamp? That's been a while. So yeah, 31 cents last time I bought a stamp. John Haymaker, those DNA websites sell your info to third-party companies. I don't know. I signed up. The one my mom did, she did a lot of research because she's weary of that stuff, and it's had all good reviews. So.
And they solved that 40-year-old Bay Area killer rapist thing because
did they?
One of his relatives sent off for that, right? And the DNA went to a database, and that matched the DNA of the crime scene from these crimes from the 70s and stuff.
That was crazy.
That was really crazy.
That's crazy.
Cool, man.
Anyway, let's see.
I'll get you off the rails. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Let's see. So we got Tressa's there. Let's see. Okay, Dominic. So I think we had that one right. Yes. Okay. So Car 11 Cheer, I believe. Thank you, Car 11. For the super chat, does Viserion turn against the Night King? Daenerys is constantly saying a dragon is not a slave. I've thought about this since I started doing the Boston University stuff, because she tries in episode 3 I won't say it in case anybody wants to go back and watch those because they're really good to think about. She tries to connect with Viserion again. She believes she can do it, and I don't know. It kind of starts to work in there a little bit before the Night King kind of takes back over. So, but in the show, I don't think so. I think it's dead, and that's the point. The dragon's not a slave, so it's going to have to be killed. So it's not the Night King slave. You know what I mean? I don't think it can be like there's no connection left or something like that. Now, if they see like Drogon and Rhaegal see Viserion, they gonna know who it is. So they're gonna screech or whatever, like that's my brother, but they're gonna fight. We're gonna see Dance of the Dragons 2.0. Bottom line.
Yeah.
Bottom line. So yeah, I don't think that he will turn against the Night King, but I think they will relieve him of his, as you say, slavery. Is what I'm saying. So I don't think there's still a connection.
I gotta ask you this: it's happened once.
Are we talking about quantum mechanics or?
Maybe. It's happened once. Could you see another dragon turned?
Oh man.
Now think about it this way.
I think we could see a dragon die.
Right.
I think they would. The first thing they would do was go down there and try to burn it or whatever. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, that's true. They would probably try to burn it quickly.
Yeah, because I guess dragons can maybe burn after they die.
Remember how he came up and touched Viserion and the eye and everything, and everybody was like, "Well, wait, is it a white?
Yeah, is it
dragon?
a White Walker?
Whatever." Could you see a dragon die and him just raise it up? And
I don't see.
Without a rider.
I guess the idea
Doesn't
was
need
that's
a
the
rider.
first time it's happened, and so he touched it, but the reason, and this is where people got the White Walker dragon shit from, was that the script said he touches the dragon's nose or whatever, and he does the same thing he did to those kids back in season 4. So that implied White Walker, but it didn't really imply White Walker. It just wanted you to see visually that he touched the damn thing, as opposed to like a weak human. This is a magical being that's big and giant or whatever, so maybe there's a difference.
Because it was very similar to the touch, the eye turn, and all that. It was. But the baby was alive, the dragon was dead.
Exactly. And it don't really matter in the end. It's still an undead dragon. It showed them the holes in its wings and it's decaying, but it still breathes fire.
But I'm just thinking,
I don't know,
that there's potential there for a scene for
Rhaegal, Drogon. One of them big ass dragons.
Drogon, because Drogon's the bigger one.
Yes.
And probably going to be bigger when we see him to take on both of them, and that would just
that's true. It could happen, and I wouldn't doubt it. Apparently, we have Graham Brown. We got another birthday here. Happy birthday, happy name day, Graham Brown.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you.
Your last name's the same of a shitty football team.
Happy birthday to you. They won this year.
They did.
They're better than us.
Super proud of them. Me and my son have been rooting for them for a couple years.
Yeah, they're better than our home shitty team.
Are.
Oh, you want me to do ASMR again, Mazuma? I don't think.
Yes, do it.
They don't want to do that. People got mad. We'll see that thing drop from 508 to 308.
Breathe far.
That's right. Didn't I say far? I didn't say far. I say fire.
You do not say fire like that, but you don't say far either.
That's right.
Somewhere in the middle. But I have never heard you say fire. Hey man, you want to go start a fire?
No, I don't. Scratch them. Oh, Jonathan Haymaker wants to ASMR. There you go. I'm just caressing the microphone with my middle finger. Jesus Christ. That's good.
Hey,
no, we don't want to put people to sleep yet.
I came up with this crazy, stupid idea the other day. Chris is grilling burgers, and I'm like, hey, let's have bacon cheeseburgers, and I give him a pound of bacon. Next thing you know, wasn't prepared for all that grease.
Well, hey, it still worked.
That was a far.
That was a far. But no, it's still it still worked good. We had bacon cheeseburgers.
We did.
I
They
like
were
my
great.
bacon burnt black.
And
Anyway,
it was very good.
it was outstanding. So yeah, no, I laid it on one of those flat steel plates you put on a grill for that. But the grease is dripping. This bacon it was full of fat and grease.
a good smelling far.
Damn right. John Haymaker, I feel the tingles. We don't want to put people together yet. Put the tingles. I was going to say tingles and together at the same time. We don't want to put people to sleep yet, damn it. We're almost done. Karen W., I agree with this. Karen W. says, Q&A, Sansa is the only one in the new trailer that doesn't have a weapon. Do you think it shows her vulnerability?
Oh, shit.
I kind of think it does, because she's just got to stand behind them. You know what I mean? So that's why I've always said I would love to see her actually. When we just said this last year before the Littlefinger thing, before it happened. I want to see her actually kill somebody. Not that she's going to go train and become an expert swordsman. I'm not saying I want her to see that.
Right.
She don't need to be. But it would be cool for her to see to actually kill somebody with a sword, stabbing it, whatever. I don't know.
Right.
In the Boston University episode 3, she's carrying Heartsbane after Sam dies. So she's got Heartsbane. She's not obviously trained with it, but at least she can swing it. She knows she knows what to do with it.
She's learned so much.
Nacer.
from these people she's been around.
Yes, absolutely.
That she's slick up here, but she is going to have to use a weapon at some point.
Yeah, there's going to be some point where
you can't outsmart a white, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's just a mass coming at you.
Right.
So that does bring up the question. And there's a lot of
She is
theory
more
that she
vulnerable.
takes the place of Arya, saves her some way, and she goes out, and never becomes any kind of queen or lady. I don't know officially, but we'll see. We'll see.
Taryn sent me the
Diane,
Death Star.
you dozed off? Yeah, you missed your answer. We answered your question a long time ago, Diane Harris.
Sure did.
Where have you been? How did you doze off? Was it about ASMR? I didn't do that till now. Question from RX7 Dude 2006. Thank you, Taryn, for grabbing that. RX7, thank you. Do you think Dany will give birth and die in the process? Will the child sit on the throne? I do think this is a possibility that this could happen. I mean, I'm always back and forth between thinking or predicting that Dany dies or lives, or Jon dies or lives, or both, or one or the other. I don't think they have to for this to be a horrible ending. But I think it is possible because you did have all three of those dying from childbirth, and they're Tyrion. People that I was going to say people thought he was a Targaryen for a long time. Some still do, I guess. But Tyrion's mother, Joanna, Jon, obviously Lyanna, and Dany's mother all died in childbirth. I would not be surprised, and I would not be surprised if we have twins.
Right.
And twins you would think would be more of a risk in those days.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised. I don't necessarily predict it yet, but I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so let's take a quick stretcher really quick, and we'll come back and do another segment if you guys are still down. I think we still have like 400 people hanging out.
Very cool.
I see 600 right there, but I know that can't be updated. Is that right?
It's 485, I believe.
This says 606 still. How's that saying that?
Oh.
Let's see. So Michael Smith, I see your question. I'll grab that when I get back. I know you'll still be around over there in Australia. Might. Let's see here. Want to make sure I didn't miss anything there. All right. Yeah, I see it now. Yeah, 480 something. It's still on my streaming software. It says 606. I guess it's stuck.
487.
And that I know that 678087 has not went up in a while. So I'm just saying. It went up, but it hadn't been up in a while, has it? I don't know. All right. So yeah, let's take a stretcher about 12:45, 12:47, and if you guys are down, we'll come back and do some more. So give us a couple minutes, and we will be
right
back.
justice in the name of our King.
Restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our King. justice.
Alrighty, here we go. We're back. We're back.
I think we're back.
I think. And thank the gods that the internet's worked tonight.
Hell yes.
That's pretty cool since yesterday it didn't work at all. Maybe they did fix something. You think they did? What the hell? You just, see, you fanned the flames of Mazuma. And
I told him the last segment will be streamed pantless.
Jesus Christ. Nate R., good night, man. Thank you for stopping by, Nate. See you next Tuesday, mods. Have a good one, man. Appreciate it. I have no idea, Karen, what he's doing. He's just he don't tell me what he's going to do.
I know. I'm trying to surprise him too.
Does. Okay, I know some people were telling me to check Super Chat. Did I miss something? Okay, let me see here. I got RX Dude was asking about Danny Dine. Car 11 was Syrian was the Night King, not a slave. Dominic, I remember that one. Tressa, got that one. West Jersey Jedi, Get Hype, we got that one. There was Randy Sumatsu's. Mod Mary, that was the White Walkers Burning. Slope. Lala Gig, Ungaliant. That was the necklace. C-Mob, Amelia Clark, Mara Lee. Enjoy your channel. So, Zachariah was the John Lakota statue. We got that one. Sansa's hair was Toya. EJ160 and BLW22. So, yes.
We got them.
I think we got them. What, is there something that we're supposedly missing? Do we know who or what? Or was that something not heard? Let me check Patreon. Somebody had said something here. Really quick while people are typing whatever their responses is. Michael Smith, just a bit of tinfoil. Could Viserion be magically linked to the Proto-Stark that he had us allot his magic to... That he had us allot his magic to raise him. Also, I think Mira grabbing a sword was a nod to the book readers, as Germ said Bloodraven took the Dark Sister with him to the wall. That is true. That is true. I would just like them to actually name the sword, and, you know, it comes back to Targaryen hands would be kind of cool as far as the sword. So at least, you know, let somebody see it and say, hey, where'd you get that? But now Mira's gone, and I don't think she's in Season 8, honestly. I don't know.
And I'm thinking what he meant was he had to use a lot of his magic to raise him or something.
Yeah, oh yeah, as far as the touch versus the raising of the arms, that's what I was saying. He's a big, you know, magical beast, and I think it's different, you know. And he just thought, maybe he had tried back there and he, you know, sharded or something. And he's like, I better. He strained too hard, and then he walked up and said, I better get it out the lake.
Yes. You have said that they talked about the third Targaryen.
Yes, I mean...
Maybe they are magically linked.
Well, you know, we've talked about before that the Night King, you know, being a Proto-Stark could also be another Ice and Fire child. Right. And having, you know, with especially with Craster's kids, because Craster could be part Targaryen with Night's Watch people, Bloodraven or Maester Aemon. He knew the love of a woman somewhere in White Tree, perhaps, and that could have been Craster, and the babies are important. So that would imply that maybe Valyrians are not as old as we think. Right. Or, I mean, I'm sorry, Valyrians were around longer than we think.
Yes, that's right.
So I think there could be something to that still. He is another version of a Jon or whatever, which enabled him to turn to that. Now, we did get Benjen, though. Remember, Benjen was saved by Dragonglass, and he is a Stark.
Right.
That's what points to me, obviously, that he is part Stark at least.
And if Boston U is on to anything, right, about Danny feeling him and trying to get him back, maybe the Night King has a connection to, and that's why she struggles, is because, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, that is
I don't
true.
know.
Yeah, because he's definitely tapped into this magic thing. Jake from State Farm. Oh, you switched back to your. Okay, I got you, Jake. I see you. Where? There you go, Jake from State Farm.
Rock and roll, brother.
Your wrench is back, man. You feel special now with your little wrench.
Sex boys.
Okay, so what's happening here with Diane Harris? Good night, Diane. I think she's saying good night.
Good night, Diane.
Magic-y Beasts, exactly, Doc.
And there's a question right above there, right above,
right here?
there.
Jon Snow. That one? That what you're talking
Yes,
about?
sir.
Jon Snow in the chat again. Q&A, do you think that Jon, Dany, Bran, and Mel all die in the end like Lord of the Rings? They got extra time like Frodo and Gandalf to complete the quest to save the people, and once it was over, they have to die. It's one of those things I think I've mentioned before. It's kind of like possibly, but I don't think every single one necessarily. I will say, I've been saying that I just feel like we got to lose another Stark or something, you know. And I don't know about whether it's Bran or whether it's Sansa or Jon or Arya or a couple of them. I don't know, but I don't think they all have to die for this to be the bittersweet thing, because a lot of people's going to die regardless.
Right.
So I don't think it's got to be like just those. He's not George R. R. Martin. Everybody, this is the common phrase, is he breaks all these tropes. Yes, he does flip some on their heads occasionally, but he just doesn't overuse them. He still uses them.
That's right.
He's not. It's not. You know, the books are pretty straightforward if you think about the overall scheme of things. So
I got you one from Ungoliant. Q&A, why is it no one goes to the Isle of Faces? Only Hal and Reed, not even Harry the Black goes while building the castle.
That
Dance
is true.
with Dragons takes place over the lake. Is some magic-y keeping people out?
yes, magic-y. It is magic-y. People think it's haunted. The only two people that's ever been that we know of was Hal and Reed and Adam Valerian during the Dance of the Dragons, and both came out somehow stronger or something. It's kind of implied. You don't really know what that means. They're more knowledgeable.
Oh, okay.
Adam Valerian came out and all of a sudden raised this big army for the blacks in the Dance of the Dragon. So that's all we know. That's literally it. We don't have any idea, but it's implied that people think it's haunted and shit, so they stay away. And people glimpse the green men and their horns, and they
Right.
stay away. They're scared shitless of the place.
Yeah.
It's an old haunted place to people in modern Westeros. Nobody goes, so we don't have an idea of what actually happens there or why they stay away. I think that's where
Ian alludes more to.
exactly. It's alluded to, but then it goes away for a while. But that's where I think Callan Reed's big thing comes in, whether it's show or book or both.
Yeah.
It's not just the Jon thing, because Bran can see Jon improve that. Hallen would be cool to say, yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
But he's going to reveal something about the Isle of Faces. That's
That
his
he's
role.
been studying and learning.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, what's weird, this is not updating at all.
I think he stood on the bank and took a quantum leap right through the aisle.
Yes. Damn it.
I'm not going to let you get over this. So.
No, I'm going to keep thinking about it. I'm trying to solve the mystery of the universe, damn it.
And I want to have.
Did we resolve the super chat thing? Is there something that I missed?
It's a Nobel Prize, and I helped.
It would be a Nobel Prize if we can figure out why light behaves like a particle and a wave.
That is crazy.
Or if it's actually doing that. Tormund Lothbrook. Thank you, Tormund. SmokeScreen.
Need another drink.
Q&A. Go get you one.
That's getting
Oh.
the winch.
The tavern winch. Yeah, where's the service?
Damn it, man.
Where's the tavern winch? Ale. And I need another chicken. Sorry. Oh shit. You can tell it's getting late. Sorry, Tormund. Q&A, why the Fook did Arya draw Nita when the frost rolled into the crypts? Did no one tell her about Valyrian steel? Didn't look right. That is true. That is true. Yeah, I mean, again, it's just a teaser of them pulling out their swords for danger. You know, the fog, or whatever the fuck it is. The fog, the freeze.
Over in the corner.
It might have been. That's what I was going to say that earlier. I was going to say it was Bran and fucking Maester walking. They're over there hitting the fucking protopipe, and that's all it was. But yeah, you know, it was just a visual of like, okay, shit, danger, you know, yeah. So Needle's not, but you know, Needle can chop up some whites. It won't stop them because they'll still keep moving. It has to be Valyrian steel. Remember, that changed. Remember in the earlier seasons, Valyrian steel just chopped them up, but they kept going. But now it actually kills them or it makes them explode.
You're right. That did change.
Remember Hardhome, John was chopping them, it would still come.
Kept chopping.
So you had to chop them like up where they couldn't actually hurt you.
Right, slap chop.
So they did change that. Jesus Christ! Why is this not updated on my screen?
Right.
I'm glad it is. It there? Are we seeing like the chat's not moving? Oh, let me refresh it. Hold on. I can fix this. I'm an IT guy. I'm an it guy. You bastards! I see your little jokes. Let me go to that and fix that. It's not updating. Why?
Ayanesh Sarkar. I do too.
Let's refresh that cache there. All right, so now that should start moving again, I think. There we go. See, now it's moving. Just wasn't moving on the screen there, so it looks like the chat's not even moving. It'll update here.
JB Boss, what's up, brother? I didn't see you earlier.
What's up, JB? Let's see. Tubbs, 1971. Welcome, Tubbs. Didn't Mira chop up White Walker? She did kill one. She is one of the only people in the story next to Sam and John who killed a White Walker with a dragonglass spear. I wish she would have done it with that damn sword and we would have known.
I know.
If she hit somebody with that sword and they shattered, you know it's Dark Sister. But yeah, she actually did, and that's what pisses me off if she's not in Season 8. I don't think she's going to be, and it just drives me insane. That you just let her go back home to Greywater. Of course, she's going south, a little further south at least.
Right.
They could come back into the story, though, because they got to go south. You know, they're at the neck, wherever Greywater Watch is at this moment. So we'll see if she comes back into it. But from my knowledge of, again, I didn't follow filming news this year because I didn't want to be spoiled about a lot of stuff. But to my knowledge, they never called Ellie Kendrick back. So I don't know. That could be a lie, though. I mean,
could
that
you
could
see
be
her going to the Isle with her dad?
Yes. Yeah. Books for sure. I don't know about the show. But yeah, I don't know. That could be wrong or misinformation or whatever, a lie. But I never heard. And then I didn't look hard enough. But I don't think she was in Season 8, which is just it's just dumb to me. You know, at least let her stay there and try. I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. She could have been the one to bring in Hallen, but maybe he'll show up. But it'd be stupid for him to show up and not her. You know, if he comes into the show, he might not come into the show at all. We'll see. We'll see. Princess Scarlet, Q&A, would there at least be spirits of the kings in the winter lurking in the crypts, like with Aragorn and the ghostly men of the mountains? I guess that's possible.
I like that.
They do mention a few times in the story they mention ghosts, but nothing to where it's like it's just it's almost like this world. It's just a belief of some people. There's no evidence there actually exists.
Right.
So I don't think that there's because the reason they lay the iron swords is to keep their spirits in there. So it's just an old belief that's probably bullshit. You know. So I don't think there's going to be like ghost action in A Song of Ice and Fire. You know what I mean? So
nothing like what Obi-Wan
Force ghosts
talking.
No, we're not going to see Ned.
Yeah.
You know, and John having a discussion while
do
Ned's
it, John.
got the glow like the fucking last dragon. He's, you know, we're not going to see that no more than we're going to see 88 mile per hour wheelchair going into the past. But so. Beth of House Blackwood, Q&A, Danny, technically a Blackwood Targaryen. Do you think her Blackwood blood helped in the birth of dragons? Sure, I think it's possible she is, and from that line. But I think what she figured out, Betha, was, it seems to be, implied that she kind of had figured some shit out. But of course, we don't get that definitive answer that fire and blood was the key to birthing dragons. As she kept trying throughout the scenes in the books and the show, she tried to heat it up, and she would touch it, and like she something was special. She was linked to them. Obviously, Viserys didn't give a shit. So I think it's more about the fire and blood, not necessarily her blood, but it was about Khal Drogo's blood, Mirri Maz Dur, and her babies. Yeah. 3 lives for 3 lives, 3 deaths for 3 lives. I think that was the answer to the magical one-time event or whatever. Obviously, the Targaryens, especially if you're reading Fire and Blood, you can see how they're losing their connection. I won't spoil any of that for anybody that's still reading that. They want to go back and read the cool history. But it used to be just, they place an egg in a cradle, and they didn't have to necessarily do that, and dragons just hatched on Dragonstone. And the Maester implies it's because of the heat, but they still had blood bonds. They still married, intermarried, and all that stuff. And as they stopped did that less and less because the Faith of the Seven frowned upon it, then they started losing their bonds with dragons. And keeping them in the dragon pit was implied last year that helped kill them too, because they were kept in a cage. And you can't cage a dragon. It is not a slave. So,
I like that.
Good night, Karen, I believe. Good night, Karen. Have a good one.
Good
Thank
night.
you for hanging out. Fractured. There's Fractured. I didn't see your name earlier, did I? Oh, yeah, I did. Maybe I did. Fractured has a question from Hell Frickin'
Fire.
Fryer? Or is that?
Hell Frickin' Fire.
Hell Frickin' Fire. That raid was about killing the old 3-eyed raven. If Night King had wanted Bran dead, a horse carrying 3 adults plus luggage, wouldn't you have been able to outrun them? Yeah, I said, this is what I said before. A lot of people said they kind of let Bran go.
Yeah.
I don't think they did, because he's a threat to him. I think he probably used him in the touch thing later, to get there to kill Bloodraven, but I think he would have killed him because the Whites wasn't going to stop and hold him once they reached him. Like Hodor sacrificed himself. Yeah. Obviously, Leaf did to kind of buy him some time, hold the door. If there wasn't no door there, Hodor didn't hold the door, they catch him, what are they going to do? Stop? Are they going to just hold him down?
Right.
They're going to kill him, I think. And they chased him all the way through the woods, remember, while he was having visions.
Yes.
So I don't think that he was trying to spare Bran. You know what I mean? I think he would have killed him because he's a threat. It seems like they did actually catch him, but that's when Benjen showed up. So Benjen saved him from death, I guess. Because they did have she was pulling Bran on the sled and they were faster, and eventually Hodor let go, turned into White Hodor. We just didn't see him. And Benjen showed up at the right time. Cold hands in the show, at least. So yeah, I don't think they would have saved Bran or let him go or whatever.
Okay, this could be like Song of Ice and Fire 101. So forgive me, guys.
101.
I like the way Bran is now interacting with people, right? And he's
Robot Bran.
And he's telling them things,
yes,
to prove that he has this, Why would Bloodraven isolate himself like he did instead of intermingling with society with all the power?
I think maybe that was kind of his. The question is he always had these powers. He just doesn't quite understand them. He left the wall. We don't really know why. It was a regular range. It said it was arranging.
Right.
But he may have had plans to go find these children of the Force he probably read about, trying to figure out what he was. And once he got a hold of the information, it was almost like a drug. And
he just wanted to tie into.
And the longer he stayed there, he actually started getting physically attached, and the thing grew around him and in through his body and all this stuff, and it kept him alive. So I just think that was almost like if you picture the picture of him in a throne, a werewood throne, it's almost like a godlike figure.
Yeah.
So I think it was just the symbolism, and
maybe because he was alone. He kind of went crazy alone. How Bran is going crazy with the little people to keep him pulling him back to reality.
Could have been. You don't know. We don't know any other details besides he went, and that's who he is.
Gotcha.
That's really all we know. But that is why I do think that he was not some evil bastard or something playing games. He was still loyal to the realm, being a Targaryen. He gave up his honor, went to the wall, for the realm, even though it was a stupid thing to do by killing Daemon Blackfire.
Yeah.
So I think he was still. Boba Fett, blah 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 blah. Thank you, Boba Fett, for your contribution. Appreciate it. Let's see.
Still like your name, dude.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Chicken to jail. Bran will die. Be brought back as Raisin Bran.
That is funny as shit.
Exactly. Let's see. I saw a question. I think Beth Blackwood said she thinks that Dany is a skin changer like the Starks. She could definitely have some kind of a... And that's what I mentioned. I'm glad you said that in the Boston University stuff where she's connecting with Viserion and having these dreams. I don't think they'll do this in the show, but that's definitely a possibility. She has Blackwood blood, which is Northern First Man blood. She could have that combination, but if she's overpowered, which may give her special, like why she's special now with the right genes to hatch dragons and all the stuff.
Right.
But there's been other dragon riders, but if you start doing that where Dany's everything, then it takes away from the Song of Ice and Fire Jon, where he's both, and clearly both, pure Targaryen and Stark. But technically, yes. Technically, Bloodraven is a mix, of Targaryen and First Man blood, or Valyrian First Man blood.
Yep.
Dany is technically too. Jon comes from the same bloodline, obviously. So there's lots of people that are kind of there, but Jon's the first. Even after the Pact of Ice and Fire never happened in Dance with Dragons, he's the first one of Stark Targaryen pure.
That wasn't a near miss.
Exactly. There was a lot of near misses. Exactly, and Bloodraven being the one, and all those people are special people, apparently in the show and books.
Oh, here we go. This clears up earlier. Unglowing, it says, what I said before, I'm just saying if you see Qyburn rocking the chain of golden hands in season 8, you know what's up.
Oh, rocking the golden chain, the one that killed. I got you.
Right.
Yes, the one that killed Shay. That he's saying could potentially kill Cersei.
Yes.
Did we figure out the super chat thing? People kept telling me to check super chats, but
Yeah, you ran
I went
through
through them all.
I feel like we got
I don't want to miss anybody. I feel like I'm missing somebody or something.
JB Boss says if Dany has the blood of the first men and so does Jon, and they're both Targaryen, that means it's double incest, right?
I guess technically, but
Kinda
it's been some generations though. I don't know. It's been some
Targaryens
generations.
dig that.
They do, and half of them come out and die at birth, and like and even in Fire and Blood, a lot of stillborns with a lot of like tails and shit. Kind of like that. They described Drogo, or Dany's child. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, we don't know. Miriam Dur said that.
I know.
That, wings and tail and
But
shit.
you're
Like,
saying what they
sure.
said it did.
But but again, it's written from perspectives of people who may not be right or may have exaggerated. Like Tyrion was exaggerated too. He had a tail,
Yes.
and then Oberyn's like, "No, you didn't. You were ugly. You had a pink little cock, and
Right.
but you wasn't a monster that Cersei made you out to be." So I don't know if that's actually happening, but there's a lot of because it's implying that they have no idea the incest is killing their family line. Let's see. So are we good on the super chat? I just want to make sure. I don't want to feel like I missed somebody and then somebody be mad and not think I was paying attention. But I went through all those. I feel like I got them all.
These are super chats. Let's call those dandy chats.
But yeah, if somebody can let me know if there's something particular that I'm not seeing, or did I need to read again, I'll be glad to answer something again if somebody didn't hear it. Just let me know. I don't want anybody to feel like I've missed something or wasn't paying attention.
There's your one to read right there.
Let me get Doc.
Yeah.
Doc Holliday on Patreon, since he don't talk much. Doc Holliday's quiet and shy.
Yes.
The last major twist is that the Night King just wanted to tell everybody in Westeros that he saved hundreds by switching to Geico. That might
That's
be
awesome.
it. Could you see that commercial? They could use that commercial right now. I'm surprised they don't team up and do that. That That would be funny.
That's my insurance company I'm dealing with right now, too. That's funny.
Oh, shit.
Diane was asking if you think Rhaegar showed up on the Trident expecting to talk it out with Robert, and Robert just killed him because he told him about Lyanna.
Oh, Diane Harris was asking that? Yeah, probably. He may have. That's the thing. We don't know, but
about talking it out, or was he ready to battle?
I think he went to battle, but I don't think he would have been against that necessarily. I don't
either.
Because I think people realized, some people, that the attorney of Harrenhal and all that stuff before all this, that he knew his father was going crazy, and I think he had a plan to depose of him. And I don't think he'd have been against saying, look, I understand my father's insane.
Yeah.
And he killed I'm sorry for killing. But we don't know any details because Robert was just enraged that he stole his woman.
Right.
And that was all bullshit. So what do you do when...
Shit could have went down a lot.
Yeah, if I don't think... There's no mention of a parlay. So, I mean, if you've got an army charging at you on horseback and a warhammer raised in your face, you pull your sword to defend yourself. So, yes, I think he would have been glad to do that. Yeah, and it would have prevented the whole fucking war. So that's the kind of stuff we got to find out that's really interesting, because people think, well, Rhaegar's kind of an asshole to, dismiss his wife Elia, make his children bastards, and go marry this other girl and all this stuff. But we don't know the ins and outs of the details of, like, the prophecy they were aware of or not aware of, and those kind of things about Robert and all that kind of stuff. He was just enraged that he stole his woman. They didn't like him anyway. He said he'd never been faithful. So, but you can't. Robert wasn't never going to marry no she-wolf. She was Lyanna. She was like Arya, Arya's like her, I should say. Let's see. Knight's Deuce. Okay, I'm sorry. Tyrion's answering the Knight's Deuce. I didn't see his actual question. Oh, God. Stephen R., what if they shock us with Jon Snow full frontal wearing Dirk Diggler prosthetic?
Holy shit. It'd be like the
Hodor.
Yeah.
Hodor was, yeah. Can you imagine that, getting that put on?
Especially with Jon being short.
Yeah, he can actually have a third leg dragging in the snow. But then again, he's supposed to, seriously, he's supposed to have a small unit. Seriously, they seriously said that. I don't know why. They wanted to give him a flaw.
He's got a tattoo on it. Stick it with a pointy end. Stick him with a pointy end. It says STP till he gets hard.
Yes. Oh shit. Yes, that's true. Fractured, shrinkage. It is cold it's cold in the north. Fractured. You're right. Jesus Christ. Here we go. It's time to end this stream. We're going off track. Bad. Mr. Shoon she's still awake. Imagine if Jano Slint was still alive and at the wall when Night King showed up on Viserion. Those bars are 4 inches of cold rolled steel. No such thing as dragons. Ha ha! I'm laughing. Yeah, that'd been cool if he would have died via a dragon or something.
Oh, yeah, hell yes.
But he got it pretty damn bad. The Knight's Deuce, they can just leave Kid out in the cold for a while. That is true. That is true. They do that, for the ladies, with the ice and stuff. I'm just saying.
Oh, they do. That's right.
They do that in movies and shows all the time. I think Melisandre Carice Van, I think she mentioned that or something. I don't know, but
Dude, Jennifer Aniston had to do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, every time you saw Friends, it's like, what the hell?
Yeah, probably so. SmokeScreen, come on, let the madness take over. Oh, I don't mind the madness to a degree, but no, it's already 1:30 almost. I got to do a video.
Yes, you do.
Y'all get to go sleep. Shit. All right, so let's grab a couple more and then we'll get out of here. I just want to make sure that I've grabbed those. I know I went through them all, didn't I? I just don't see any I've missed. I guess I could refresh the page just to make sure. Let me do that. Just see if there's something that pops up there. Let's see. Let's check this also while that's refreshing. Let's see. All right, if it'll pop up here.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
I've been watching The Office too much. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah, there was no different ones there. I don't see any different ones. Nope. All right, I think we got them all. Hopefully nobody left and didn't hear their answer for a super chat. I think I got them pretty much as they came in, though.
I think so.
So I think we're good there. I'm not sure. I don't know what they're referring to, and I'm just double checking Patreon too before we grab a couple more from the chat.
We have 442 viewers. Just to FYI, that's how many home runs Dave Kingman hit in his career.
There you go, and you'll see that when he'll talk about that on Daily Use of Sports Trivia. I don't know if you mentioned that in that new video, but it sounds like you would. If it's the great race, he wasn't involved in that race, though.
He was a victim.
Let's see. Red Sweats, incest math. What? Lord Fucking Kev, I got almost 3 whole hours before the stream. I'm good till tomorrow. Okay, that's Fracture talking. I'm getting into other people's conversations. Let's see. Mazuma. Mazuma means business when he's dropping in a super chat.
Heck yes.
Thank you, Mazuma. Appreciate the super chat, dude. Q&A, SmokeScreen, and Dust on the Throne. Do you guys give each other water wings when you jacuzzi together? Oh, my God.
Well, unfortunately, we do not jacuzzi together.
No, fortunately, we don't jacuzzi together. Unfortunately, I don't have a jacuzzi.
Yep. So, we'll let you know when we get 100K.
I can go ahead and answer that for you. It'll be a definitive no from me.
Right.
That'd remind me of the Breakfast Club.
We never cross streams when we pee.
No, you cannot cross the streams. That just from when I just said that reminded me of Breakfast Club. And he's like, that'd be a no for me. He raises his hand, his pencil. Oh, the Breakfast Club.
And I just said when we pee. I sounded like 7.
When we pee?
Yeah.
I need to go pee in the potty.
You know, when you're a kid, you piss and you pull your pants all the way down around your knees. Why you do that?
I don't know if
why
I did or
kids
not,
do
but
that.
I don't understand it. But yeah, you walk in a bathroom somewhere and some little kids.
Yeah, you see their ass.
Yeah, I don't get it. Thank you. There's Slope. Slope is posting your video.
Oh,
thank you, man.
you,
Appreciate
Slope.
it. Yeah, go watch that if you enjoy sports stuff, or send it to people that enjoy sports stuff. All right. If you cry, that's how you get a Slimer.
That's true. I'm scared of ghosts.
Oh, Lord. Lisa D, how is the book coming? It's coming. It's slow. Lisa.
You made progress this
But
week?
I did make progress this week. I wrote almost a whole chapter. I'm kind of at probably the last 2 paragraphs of that chapter. So it's coming along. So that's 5 total. I don't know what it's going to be as far as numbers or anything. I'm just kind of going with the flow. It just takes a while because while you get in the mood to write or have time, and I'm trying to also ride the YouTube wave a little bit with the season starting. That's the big thing is now the season's kind of starting with the little teasers they've been doing, and tonight, and I gotta keep working YouTube as well to survive. So it's coming, but then there's a lot of research as you go. So I enjoy it. I enjoy the process. But I think in the end, I can see where George R. R. Martin said, somebody said, do you enjoy writing? He says, no, I don't enjoy writing. I have written. So I get that already. Let's see. The Knight's Deuce. Q&A, what do you think will be the most useful in the War for the Dawn? Dragons or Dragon Glass? We all know it takes this one good ice javelin to end either of the remaining dragons. That is true, but I still think dragons, if they're not utilized, you saw north of the wall, she burned a shit ton of whites, and just like that. I mean, she could burn his whole army up quick. Yes, she's got to dodge some ice spears, but there's not many White Walkers if you think about it. There's not many left. They've killed 4, is that right, since the beginning, and there's only been 13, I believe, or 14.
Right.
So there might be 8, 9, 10 left, compared to hundreds of thousands of zombie monsters. Burn them. I think it's got to be that's the nuclear option. You got to go with the dragons.
That's right.
So they got to use them, and but they will be definitely thinking about if you go use the dragons, You saw what happened to Viserion, and she's gonna be thinking about that, but she's got to do it.
And then you got
maybe Jon too, obviously.
Shitty ass Cersei, who would probably shoot one out of the sky.
Yeah, even though she's gonna die.
Right.
Anyway, exactly. She would absolutely. Let's see.
Nuclear. I love that.
What?
JB Boss said nuclear. I used to love it because George W. Bush would always say nuclear instead of nuclear. That was funny as shit.
All right, so let's grab this one when we get out of here. Mazuma grabbed it from Sandra Edelstein. Thank you, Sandra. Q&A, do you think that after they defeat the Night King, Bran will try to destroy the remaining dragons? I don't know. If it was determined somehow, which it can't be, but if it was determined that that affects future White Walker possibilities, maybe. But I don't think they're connected in that sense because they were obviously active way before dragons were reborn. There's been dragons in the past forever, up until 150 years ago, and they were always around. So I don't think there's a direct, I mean, we use that as a metaphor type thing of nuclear options, the Night King versus dragons.
Exactly.
But they're not connected in that sense. So I don't see why they would, but some people may see it that way. But, you know, for a long time, dragons ruled, and Westeros was very peaceful for the most part under Targaryen rule until a few people like Maegor the Cruel, and then obviously Dany's father when he got older.
Yeah.
But overall, it was fine. And,
yeah.
And they were. I don't see how that's a big thing. I don't necessarily believe. I mean, if you think about the balance thing, and the Night King goes away, dragons. You could say that. And I was talking about this with Robert from Indie Geek when we did the collab on his channel. If the Night King has to go away, which I think he does, you could say, well, then the fire side has to be balanced too, so they got to go away. But I don't know if that's really the same. You know, I don't know if that's equal.
I know what you
because
mean.
they've been around forever.
Yeah.
And the Night King was an unnatural creation of magic of the children.
Yes.
It's really, I don't know if that's out of balance if dragons still remain. You know, I don't really know.
I see that. Yeah,
so I don't think it's necessarily an equal comparison.
Now, it would be nerve-wracking to say if you were a cattle farmer or a sheep
Oh,
farmer.
yeah, no doubt.
And
I
there's
mean,
dragons flying around.
that does definitely happen. In the books and in Marine, you know, a guy brings in supposedly the bones of his daughter, but Dany even questions that herself, saying, those kind of look like sheep bones to me. So we don't really know if the dragon actually killed that child. They are very intelligent, and so Dany questions that herself actually in her own thoughts. So, but yes, things like that will be endangered. They do eat sheep and slaughter animals they eat. They're like any other animal.
They have to.
But so do wolves.
Yeah.
So do wolves.
Wolves, yep.
So do wolves. So, I mean, if you could go as far as saying, well, then if they have to go, then dire wolves have to go, or regular wolves.
Yes.
So, yes, it's just at a slower rate. And, of course, they can breathe fire and burn down your castle or melt it. But they don't generally do that unless they're told to. So, yeah. I don't know. I think that's probably the way they'll go, maybe, but I don't know if it's necessarily a fair comparison. The Night King versus dragons. You know what I mean? As far as being equal in the natural world or something.
Saying, yeah.
All right. So anyway, we'll get out of here. It is 1:34. Yeah, my night's
Hell of a
just
good
starting.
stream tonight, guys.
But yeah, it really was. Really appreciate you guys hanging out, and thanks again to the Boston University people and you guys that are enjoying that series.
And the teaser was
outstanding. I'll watch it again. I guess I'll go in here and talk about a couple. If I see anything, I guess I'll do a video and see if there's something. I don't want to overthink them and just throw out something that's just the same shit. But I still want to check it out and see. Maybe there's some hints there we can get. And that's what YouTubers do. They get clips that are 10 seconds and overthink them. We all do, but it's fun. It's part of the fun. But at least this one is actually a teaser, like the Long Walk last year. So very cool, very cool. The Long Night is coming to an end very shortly. So we're April 14th, and we'll be rolling. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate everything. Again, be sure to subscribe, and thank you for all the shares and likes and comments and all that good stuff. Continue to do that. We're trying to ride this little train into season 7, and then because it's going to die down again after that for me at least, so we got to continue to do other stuff after the season, but we'll try to ride the and ride it. So we'll try to ride it. We'll try to ride it all the way through season. So maybe we can hit 100K if we get.
We will.
if we get the numbers.
I
think we got to get
a play button.
I think we got to get to 100 to 80K, at least 80K before season 8 starts, though. And we just hit 67,000. It is rolling pretty good, but I want to continue that. So
you can do this.
we can do it. We can try. We'll damn sure try.
So what do we have? 90 days.
About 90 days, yeah.
Okay.
90 days we need, at least
22,000.
22,000. I would say to be safe 25, but yeah, we'll see.
Oh, you said 80?
Yeah, 80.
So no, 12K and something in 90 days.
Oh no, well yeah, that's to be more safe and conservative as far we'd probably need 85K.
Cool.
So if we could get to that before
about 18,000 more in 90 days, we could do that.
And then season 7 would carry us over 100K, and we could finally have a YouTube contact and all that good stuff to help with all the whole thing that goes along with 100. It's not just a number in the plaque. It is a goal.
Yeah,
obviously.
I want to see the play.
Yeah, it's very cool, and it's all because of you guys. So, but it's you also have a contact then, and then you can get answers directly from a person, and no more of these bullshit replies with a damn link somewhere. Anyway, that's the goal. We'll try. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys very much for hanging out. Thank you, mods, for all your grabbing questions and all that good stuff, and everybody for hanging out.
Tonight was a warm up.
It was a warm up. Yeah. The season has kind of started again. Everybody kind of got back out and joined the live stream compared to off season, mid season, because the end is near. So anyway, I will get to work while y'all go enjoy your sleep. And thank you guys so much. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Oh, wait a minute. Let me get over here again. Okay. Anyway, yes. Thank you all. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you
next time.
Give you back your homes or restore your dead to life, but perhaps I can give you justice in the name of our King. perhaps I can